4, 3, 2, 1. Overtime.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Overtime, a show where one NA and two EUs talk about competitive TF2 during overtime. My name is Bethnicz, and today I'm joined with Benpl from Essentials TF and Wendy from Essentials TF. Sadly, Eki is not here with us because they've been having a little bit of problems with like their arm, and like they're just really out of it right now. So it's just gonna be the us three, and what we're gonna be talking about is mostly our Denver land experiences and our top 5 of this year, if anything.
My players.
Yeah, top 5 players of this year. So it's gonna be a little bit of an interesting one. I'll make sure to put some like timestamps this time. Thank you to that one comment. I
Samus, I think, was
Samus, yeah.
No, it's 2 hours long, right? Yeah, we should
especially that long. Yeah, we should definitely put some.
Yeah, we waffled for a long time last week.
Yeah, we love waffling. So yeah, I mean, Denver LAN, right?
That LAN happened.
Yeah, that happened. We got a news article off of it from PC Gaming. That was awesome. That guy really enjoyed interviewing a lot of people. I think it was because he
was there
he really
anyone that they
competitive
didn't
too.
speak with?
Not that I know of. I remember he came up to me and he was talking to me and he was saying like, "Oh, like how's the game going? Like how's everything been? You're like the photographer, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, here's some photos." I showed some photos, and he was asking me mostly about like how the game is being played, all the characters up on stage, and I was just yapping my head off to him out of like pure passion. Like, yeah, like a G6 is up there. Witness giving you is up there. There's Witness on the stage or in the crowd. All right.
No, I had a funny moment with that actually. It was during the low bracket final on the final day, the Witness Australia versus Witness EU. I was just like sat in the crowd like watching the game, but I was desk host for that game, and I was like obviously watching the game as well. I was getting like I think carried away talking to the PC gamer, PC gamer first. I forgot his name, pretty bad, but yeah, check the article out. It's great. We were chatting away, and the game was happening in the background. And then at the end of it, like he asked me something, and I was like, the game had literally just finished, and I'm like, I'm gonna have to run. I am on desk for next game, and I just completely lost track of the time. I was caught up in the game, the chat, like I guess it was an interview sort of because writing notes and stuff, but whatever. But yeah, no, there was a lot of content. I actually don't know anyone that wasn't asked at least something for that article,
goodness.
so they clearly got their stuff.
Yeah, that guy was super chill though. I enjoyed his company. He told me that he used to play like TF2 competitively as like Spy, if I'm correct. I think it was a Highlander, or like he played sixes but not as Spy. If anything, so
I'd hope not.
So he knew what was going on mostly.
Yeah,
which was a great thing. I also heard there was like another like news writer that came in, and if I'm correct, I only knew that information because Antlers, he came up to me in like the group that we were just like sitting in the back room, and he was like, "Dude, there's like some person out there with like I think it was like a trench coat or like some like all black clothing and stuff like that," and he was just like observing everything, looking around and stuff like that. And Antlers goes up to him and he goes, "Hey, how you doing? You're the article guy, right?" And he just turns around with like a stern look on his face. He goes, "What do you want?" And I'm like, he's like, "Whoa." And then he's like, "Don't interrupt."
Some like investigation or something. What? Like?
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that one was about, but I don't know. Maybe Antlers will shine a little bit of light on that in the comment section if he sees this. But that's basically that's basically what happened mostly with like the news article guys. I was very happy.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. I've never been to a LAN before when there's like been stuff written about it, like actually by like external sources, like TFTV articles and stuff, right? But like they haven't.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
It's weird, like I don't know. Yeah,
I don't blame them. It was like the most competitive, most tight knit competitive like LAN we've had ever. Honest, besides like what, like I64, yeah.
No, so there was like When was the last time we had all the consoles? I think it was Rewind or Rewind 2. I think it was 8 years ago. I looked at it before,
Yeah.
and it was 8 years ago
Yeah.
since we had it. But yeah, like I-58 was, I think, the last I-Series where the Australians came when Jasmine T came along.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's a long time. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. But yeah, it's like people just turning up. Okay, with random people like just turning up and just sort of enjoying the event, right? What about like how Tagg just turned up? Like just didn't tell anyone, just was like, you know what, I live in Denver. I'm like, moving away soon, but I'll hit as a TF2 event on and just like just waltzed in and was like, all right.
It was so weird. It was so weird how everything was like stars aligning, all the old players just like
That was
coming in out of
great.
nowhere. I will have to say, sadly, I did not know who Tagg was before
You
that
didn't
LAN
know who
event.
Tagg was?
No,
That's crazy.
no. So
What?
basically, what happened was I remember specifically. I'm just doing some photography and stuff like that. I was running around checking on everyone, seeing if everyone was good in the venue, and I think if I'm correct, Looster, one of the producers, just comes up to me, all excited, all giddy. He's like, "Dude, Tagg's here! Tagg's here! It's crazy!" And then I literally looked at him with a straight face in full confusion. I was like, "Who the hell is Tagg?" And I just see him like his.
Tagg?
Yeah, like,
That's wild.
and I was like, who's
Whoa!
Tagg? And then immediately I see Lucer's face. It's like he ate a lemon. He's like he ate a lemon, his face scrunched up. And like just
insane.
super sad, super disappointed. And then he immediately drags me over to everyone, all the like head admins, Lacey, Plinko, I think Dr. Happiness, yeah, they're all sitting there. And then Lucer goes, "Tell them what you just told me." And then I literally looked at him straight face. I was like, "Who the hell is Tagg?" And then everybody did the same thing. Like they all ate a lemon, and all of them just like curled up inside and died because like I didn't know who Tagg was.
Yeah, no, that's fucked up, bro.
I'm sorry. Okay,
Outrageous.
can't learn everything in 5 years, man. I do know the what was it? The 100 damage video. That one was very popular, and I think that was one of the videos. I think when they showed me that video, or when Lucy told me about that video, it's like the 100 damage video. I was like, oh yeah, I know that video. That video was really funny. Like I knew what that video was, but I didn't know the man behind it. You know?
I think maybe because I'm like the perfect generation of Tagg was like considered the best roamer in America around, or sort of probably not by the people who knew what they were talking about, but like the sort of general sort of covered TFTV, which was what I was at the time, right? Sort of conclusion was that Tagg was probably like the best roamer in the world at that point. He kind of had that sort of style to him, right? In the sense that he was sort of the prototypical. I even still to this day think of like the archetypical roamer as Tagg because he was the roamer on the best team in NA when I started watching, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is around that sort of I-49 era. And so I watched like basically everything, right? Because I was like grinding soldier and stuff and trying to be good. It's insane to me that you don't know who this man is. I've just spent like so much of my early TF2 stuff. I've just been consuming Tagg content and like trying.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think there was a few times where like I've seen him in terms of like seeing like a Twitch stream of him like playing casually, but I immediately just thought, oh, he's just a casual player. Like I thought he was a casual player, so I just moved on because he also has that like furry profile picture of like I don't know what the hell that thing is, like a squirrel or something. And I just looked at that and I was just like, oh, he's probably like a furry casual player or something. I just moved on. Like I didn't think much of him. Which again, that sounds very disappointing. I am sorry to anyone who's curling up and dying right now.
I am right
don't,
now.
yeah, I
If
don't.
you hadn't told me this, I didn't know this.
I think
Like,
I
wasn't
don't. I
there
don't
when
think
you-
I
when
should.
you,
I don't think I should be on the
when you
pod
owned up.
anymore. I don't think I should be on the podcast anymore.
That is it was a pleasant surprise, having Tagg come on, did like a little segment on desk as well, and was just like hanging out and just meeting some old friends and stuff. It was
Yeah, y'all were
pretty cool to see.
yapping. Y'all were yapping y'all's head off. I think it was like after the upper bracket, if I'm correct. Y'all
Yeah,
were
we had
just,
like a long
sitting there.
segment on the desk. Just like with like there's no game coming up. Maybe we just had a quick game on the middle day, so it would have been Sunday, and just like there's no game happening. There's like I don't know a free like 40 minutes or something, and like
So
Well, we've
y'all
got
just,
someone who
so
can
y'all
talk
just
for
started
40
like,
minutes, and
yeah,
we
y'all
can.
were just like reminiscing and everything about like
No,
the
it
old
was great.
days.
Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice hearing it. I also heard that like he was trying to make like a one of his like magnum opus videos about like I think it was about competitive, like a love letter to, or just a love letter to like TF2 in general. I
I think
can't
it was
remember
about. I
which.
think it was TF2 in general. I don't know. I think you remember you saying it was like hours long.
Yeah, and
At
then
the point of like in Denver.
and then he said like
And
we should have focused more on Highlander than sixes. And I heard that and I was like, yeah, we should have honestly. Like in terms of
Wait,
like
what?
competitive matchmaking, like he was talking about like Tagg was talking about like competitive matchmaking, right? The year match update,
Yeah.
and he was talking more of like if anything, we should have focused on Highlander and made it just like a pro casual type of thing. And I heard that and I was like, yeah, we should have honestly, because like it's easier to balance around that game or that game mode. If anything, it's
it's
just
probably more
nobody
the fact
takes
that
the
the
time
jump
to.
from. It's more the fact that the jump from casual to that is small, and the jump from casual to like medic 2 scouts 2 soldiers demo 6s.
Yeah.
Which,
I think
okay,
it's
like
also just
Valve's comps is not that. Valve's comp at the minute is you have like at least 2 vaccinator medics, a million heavies, like, and a
like
sniper who's cheating. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's
like
yeah. Like I
that.
played
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Like I was one of the. I got invites like to the casual stuff pretty early, because even at the times I was pretty good friends with Ams, and Ams was the prem player, right? So I got like
Mhm.
there. I was like one of first 8 people that AMS a beta test and stuff, and even then, like it was already a mess, right? Like in
Oh
so
yeah,
many
like
different ways. It was like I don't like I feel like there's an entire episode to just go into that in and of itself of what happened with casual with competitive,
yeah, get some boomers
because
in.
like
Yeah, I
it
mean,
was
hey,
yeah.
hey, any boomers out there or any fucking actual top tier competitive players want to hit up this podcast, like hit us up. We'll
Yeah,
let you in. I don't mind. Like that's the whole point of this podcast. It's to talk about competitive, is to express your thoughts and express your feelings on like the competitive scene at the moment or like back then. So if you want to hop in, just hit us up on Discord. I can show it right here, if anything.
yeah. I also got like one of those, maybe not as early as you got it one, but I got an invite to like the beat because I was playing sixes at the time, and I vividly remember the first game I played was with like it was against like Koss and like a bunch of other like prem
Yeah.
players who just
Yeah.
destroyed us in like 4 minutes,
Yeah. I mean that
and I
was
was like,
another
okay, that was
feature.
an experience.
Yeah, that was another feature. That was also the same when it like officially got released. Is the way that you did it was I did this as well. We came in as like a 5-6 stack, and you just played a 6 stack in the competitive, and you sort of shot
Yeah,
some
no,
pubbers
yeah,
for a
the
little bit.
enemy like yeah, it
And
was the,
it's like you shot pubbers, and then you played against cheaters after you won a couple pubber games, and you're like, okay, this isn't fun anymore. And also just like in general, like you had to play TF2, but with like half of your config not working because Valve didn't want you
oh,
to
it
have
was
config
awful.
for some reason.
Yeah,
There was
that sucks.
many problems.
There's many
Should
problems.
we, should we talk about Denver again? I guess.
Yeah, let's bring back
We're
Denver.
gonna, like excursion
Let's bring back
into
Denver.
the
Um,
Denver.
yeah. So, did y'all actually watch any of the matches? Like, I know probably Wandoon did, but like, I didn't
I did.
personally. I didn't.
No, I watched.
I was too busy trying to take like shots, like take pictures, videos, B-roll. I was too busy talking to Resin about like, hey, try to get these videos in. I will talk about that later. There was a bunch of skits we had, but none of them went in. I think that was mostly it. It's just like I didn't watch much of the matches at all, so it was kind of
Yeah,
hard
because
for
I was
me.
on I was on desk a lot, so like I I ended up watching like quite a lot of the games just because like you watch the game and talk about it on the desk in between that kind of thing on the cycle, which did mean that like for a lot of the games that were on like the B stream, I didn't catch them live, but like I've watched back some of the VODs, like particularly like the arguably the biggest game of the event, which was on the B stream on the middle day on the Sunday. The Witness Australia versus Froyo game. Like that was, I don't know, having like such an iconic moment, just like in a random like lower bracket round 2 game is utterly crazy. But
It is utterly crazy. I
but
I remember like because I was at home and not at Denver, even though I was supposed to be. But I remember sitting at home, and then I had time like the first day, basically, and then because I was casting, right, I was on the B stream doing stuff from home, but then it was literally like right on top of all of my exams, and so I was a bit busy. I didn't really get to catch many of the games live afterwards.
Yeah.
But at some point, I remember for that B stream game, I get this message from JMax because I think I might have even been raiding or something. I was busy. And I just get this message from JMax, and he's just like, "How do I tell these guys that signed up to do the B stream and like didn't think they were doing anything that they're about to cost the biggest games of their lives?"
I mean, how?
It's crazy.
Yeah, how? How can you do that, man? How can you
That
let
game is
honor
like,
that?
yeah, that game is genuine TF2 history. Like
Yeah.
that, like the Witness Froyo game, like that will be like talked about in God knows how many years time.
Yeah.
That
I think,
like,
to their credit, the casters that did that in the B stream, Sunny and Rook, really did step up.
oh, they
and
smashed
did a
it.
good job.
I've watched the whole stream back. They like absolutely smashed it. It was
So,
a
good job to them.
fantastic watch. It was so good. And
I
what
salute them.
time of day was that as well? Was that Goblin hours?
I don't think it was that Goblin Hours. It was like pretty late in the day. I think it became Goblin Hours because it went on, right?
Oh
American
god,
Pacific,
yeah, because there
blah, blah, blah,
was
blah,
the big breaks and stuff. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
but I don't think it was that bad. I don't remember it being that bad because I was
Yeah.
still awake at the time. So
I still remember my experience watching the Witness Gaming AU versus Furrier Tech. It was me, Lacey Avenue, Dr. Happiness, Plinko, everybody that was not casting or like not producing was sitting together over near the venue doors where the admins were. And we were just losing our shit. I would be totally honest here. We were losing our shit. We were watching Down or Connor like just completely wipe the team. Cookie and Silvo playing the game of their fucking lives, and it was just like it was a massacre. Most of the time, we were like watching them like push into last, like Freddy Tech pushing into last. We were like, "What are y'all doing? What is going on with this team?" And I'm watching fucking Connor hit an air shot, and I literally jumped out of my seat. I was like, "Holy shit, they're gonna do it! Holy fuck, this is the moment!" And when I think it was Connor doing a back cap, right? It was Connor down doing a back cap, right?
At the very end.
At the very end,
to win
yeah.
it. Yeah. Because they had like
Basically-
a weird Uber and like everyone went off the point on process last, and like a soldier gets through lobby, I think, and gets onto the point. I can't remember exactly who it was, but yeah. Like
he manages to, and we knew they won because we hear everybody in a corner of the venue screaming at the top of their fucking lungs, just going ballistic. And I was like, oh my god, I watch it, it happens. Then we started going ballistic. We were like, holy fuck, it's history. Oh my god. And then immediately Lacey comes at, like, taps my shoulder, tries to sit me down, and I was like, be neutral. Like, literally whisper in my ear, be neutral about this. And like she's telling everyone that. I was like, guys, we need to be neutral about this.
like Nina and Dr. Happiness, like the admin, and like Plinko, so they were like, they are like locked in because they're admitting, right? Like they're like locked in,
Yeah.
It's the people like like you would like I was as well, like in the crowd, like I was going crazy because, and I have a funny story with this actually. So for this game, I was on the desk for the upper bracket final at the same time. I can't remember if I was hosting or analyzing either way. I was doing the upper bracket final game, which started at the same time. Which, in theory, the upper bracket final game should always be the bigger game than the lower bracket round 2, right? You just think, right? Like, surely. So it was Witness G6. They Witness EU versus G6, and like obviously, we had an eye on the game, but like we are like on the desk in like the back rooms of the venue, and whenever a round happens, to be fair, for either side, for Froyo or Witness Australia, whenever there's a round and we're in the desk, we just hear like the walls like rumbling behind like the back of the stage. We are like, okay, this is like something's happened, or they've got a round wherever, and I am like, I guess fortunately, like the Witness EU G6 game was a 2-0 to G6, so I did get to watch like the entire last map in full, and I have never seen like atmosphere like that at a TF2 game. It's like, because it's not even on the stage either. It was like in the booths. So there's like banks of people behind all of like everyone's just like squeezed into this one corner of the venue, just stood behind all the PCs. And there's some fantastic pictures of this actually on like Dubthink got some amazing shots of like the crowd behind the Australians as like rounds are coming in or whatever, and there's like some amazing faces. There's one where there's 3 people like doing like the pog face right behind like in a line. It's like synchronized pogging. It was beautiful. No, yeah, it was a wild experience.
I think that was a very magical moment. I will say though, like, didn't you? I remember it was all being recorded, and it was also all being like photographed by Dubthink. Which Dubthink, I'm gonna say this to you personally. You upped your game. You did phenomenal. I love the website. I still have it as my bookmark, and I look back at it from time to time. Which I'll put in the link in the description if you guys want to see it as well.
All I'll say about that is I was in the we were like at like the hotel was like a few minutes down the road. We were sharing like the room along with Six Levels as well. But like every night when I when I was going to sleep, she's like still up just like sorting pictures on the laptop like the whole time. You know, like even like during the event, and then like, the massive like spreadsheets and stuff of like who's been photographed doing what or whatever. Like it was like mega organized. It was great.
Yeah, they did phenomenal. Honestly, Ben, I gotta ask you.
Yes.
I don't know if it was you or someone else. I heard someone recorded like the moment they won, or something like that.
I have who won the Witness Australia?
Yeah, Witness Australia.
So I have a video on my phone of it, but there's two issues that we had discovered at this LAN. Is I'm not good at photographing or videoing anyway, and I'm particularly not good when I'm very excited.
Yeah,
Because I'll be filming and I'll still be jumping around and screaming at the same time. I still do most. You get like the most blurry, like shaky footage ever. There's actually some of the grand final. Like after the grand final, I'm like trying to get the winning moment, and I think I like dropped my phone or something as I was recording.
Yeah,
It
you
was so
dropped.
funny.
I think you like
And
had
you
a
can
moment
just
where
see,
you
you
dropped
can
your
just
phone.
yeah, you can just hear me screaming over the top of it. But yeah, I do have a video of it, and obviously you see like Cookie like stands up with like
With,
the
like the
two
hands
fists out.
raised. Yeah,
And,
the two fists
yeah,
out.
it was so good. But no, yeah, like the content for that is it's not even when they won. It's like it's just the pictures of the crowd like just grouped around this like row of 6 desks and the Froyo side as well, because there's like there's like hordes of people and they're all pulling like the funniest faces. It's amazing.
What was it though? There was also another thing as well. Like even after everybody was just like even soy facing and like just could not believe what was happening. Like they were not processing it. Like half of the people in the crowd was just not processing what was happening. And I remember specifically after that whole thing, I went up to Enrith. And I was like, "Hey, good shit, man." I gave him a we what is it called? We did like a little like we clapped our hands together and then we like came in for a hug and I said, "Good shit, man. You made history tonight." And then he was like, "I know, I can't stop fucking smiling." That's what he told me. He's like he could not stop smiling
that's so
the
wholesome.
entire day. Speaking of like interacting with Witness Gaming AU and EU, I've had plenty of moments like interacting with those guys, both Witness Gaming teams. Some good, some bad. I'll say.
It's bad.
Yeah. So here's one of the bads. Like most of it was good, but there was one instance. So there was a scrapped idea. I haven't. I finished. I kind of finished it, but like I just don't want to release it because it's kind of like I didn't really do it professionally, and there was not enough footage for it to go. So I'm sorry, EU. I'm sorry, AU, but I'm gonna keep it in the wraps or anything. If you guys want to see it, have it personally, y'all can. Just hit me up on Discord. But it was the idea of where it's the day of life of Witness Gaming EU and AU. So what I did is that I went up to their hotel rooms. I knew where their hotel room was because of Sayo. He told me. I would knock on their door, and they would like open the door, and I say, "Hey, you guys cool if I do like record you guys doing the day of life of Witness Gaming EU or AU?" EU was totally fine with it. Like we hung out. Like I was talking to like Tomas, Pappy, not much of Hugo, a little bit of Otto, and a little bit Ixie. There was some funny moments. One of my favorite ones is that they try to open a window, and they couldn't figure out how to open the window. Because it's America, and like the way we do it is that we slide it open instead of pushing it open or some shit. And in the AU side, they said yes. They said yeah, sure, it'd be fine. But accidentally caught them demo reviewing in the middle of a demo review, and then they were like, they looked so concerned with me. Like I was just sitting there minding my business, editing the EU one, and I was showing them like a little bit of it and stuff like that. And then they were like discussing about everything, and I didn't have the camera on them. I tried not to put the camera on them during the demo review because they told me, hey, don't do that, and I was like, okay, fair enough. So I respected their stuff, and I didn't get any footage of that. So I was just like, okay, maybe when like they go out to eat, because they said they were planning on going out to eat, and so I told them about like the going out to eat and everything, and then they were like, yeah, sure, you can come along if anything. And how do I say this? There was a moment where, if I'm correct, it was Lau. I think it was Lau. Just like was walking past me. He had to go take a shower before the venue or go out to eat. And he looked at me dead in the eye and he's like, "Hey, don't follow me or record me." And I literally immediately in my mind, I was like, "I'm not a fucking perk. I'm not gonna do that to you, bro. I respect your wishes." And then I was like, "No, you're good. You're good. I'm not gonna do that, man." And then some of the players was like, "Oh, hey, sorry, we're not getting much content for this or something like that." I was like, "It's fine. It's all good. If you're not comfortable with this, just say so." And then there was a moment where after that, I was like, okay, so I'll just meet them downstairs and then I can talk to them about like going with them and stuff like that. And basically I had the laptop, I was doing my thing. And then I see them walking past. I was like, oh shit, I gotta go. So I got up and like I had the camera out and I was like, I wasn't gonna record yet. I was just gonna talk to them about like coming with them. And then Witness, like the entire group and Witness looked back at me at the parking lot. And then Witness goes like, hey, there's no room for you, bro. And I was like, oh shit, I fucked up. I fucked up royally. And I still feel bad to this day. I feel like such a klutz for doing that. At the venue, I talked to them. I was like, hey, sorry for like being a little bit of like a stalker or some shit, probably in y'all's eyes. And then he was like, no, you're good. You were just trying to do your job. And besides, we didn't even like being recorded anyways. And I was like, why didn't y'all tell me? Why didn't y'all tell me, bro? But like, holy fuck. I felt like such a stalker. I felt like an idiot. And I feel bad for like doing that to the AU guys in America. Like, I'm sorry about that if you guys are watching this.
I've got to ask with the Europeans, is that where the basketball came from?
What about the basketball?
Because I know that when I was leaving off, the Europeans had a basketball.
I did not record the basketball. That was like
okay, you didn't record basketball. I think
no,
maybe
that was on their first day being there, and basically the entire day of, or like most of the morning with Witness Gaming AU before their venue, they basically went to grab something to eat, and then they went to go to the venue, right? And I met up with them at it. I did a little bit of editing where we met them first when they were eating, and I was talking to Tomas. I was talking about like the economy and stuff like that, politics, whatnot, and TF2 and who to look out for and whatnot. And then when we drove them back to the hotel, a couple hours later, I was talking to them about like joining up with them for Witness Gaming EU, the life of Witness Gaming EU, and they were just super fucking chill. They were super chill with it. It was just like, it was like 3 to 4 of the players, and then like one of the players or like the rest of the team was like in a different car, just like driving over to the venue. And then I was just having fun talking to Tomas the entire way there. Like Tomas, I think I had a sweet spot for Tomas, if anything, because like he was fun to talk to a lot. He was very intelligent on everything. No wonder why he's so good at fucking TF2, and he's a great main caller as well. Like he's just super fucking smart, man.
You have like an opportunity to stand behind him while Witness were playing.
Yeah, there were moments where like I was just video editing, right behind them, and they're like just playing.
Because Tomas's calls are like unreal. Like he's so, like I was stood behind him in Poland. I remember like stood next to him with Ams, and Ams looks at me. He's like, "This guy calls." Like I hadn't really thought about it, but like you listen to the way Tomas calls, and it's like he's so perfectly articulate about delivering information in precisely the amount of words that he needs to. Right? Like he can like perfectly articulate what to do with just like the perfect amount of words. It's crazy. Like when you listen to him call, it's unreal. Like
have you seen the last 5 minutes of LAN, the video?
Yeah.
that Thomas uploaded. Like, obviously that's not just Thomas in those comms, right? Like it's all of them. But like those comms are ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Like
It is,
if
yeah,
I'm playing
wild.
game of my life in biggest tournament ever and we're about to win, and the comms do not sound like that.
Yeah, the cause
I'll
would be
say
like,
that
he's
much.
up there, he's over
takes
there.
It takes so like I don't know. You have to be so well drilled
Yeah.
to be like that. It's mega impressive.
Yeah, most of them were just like most of them were really calm. That was like the scary thing to me. Like they were just super calm most
They
of
were
the time.
so locked in.
Yeah,
They
were
were
so
like
locked in.
I've never seen them locked in like that. It was crazy.
I mean,
I want to
they
ask you guys.
wanted
You
that
like
win.
when
They wanted that win more
speak,
than anything.
oh yeah, for sure. Like I'm gonna ask you right, Beth. I'll answer as well in a minute. But like watching players like behind PCs, who is your favorite POV to
Favorite
like watch over the shoulder?
favorite POV. I'm more of like I really like people who are more like, how do I say it? Like they do a little bit of flashy playstyle. So I do like watching Soapy Meister a fair amount, but I also like watching medics more than anything, because I'm a medic main. So I was watching Lao, I was watching Otto, I was watching Low Guy. I was taking a little bit of notes from Low Guy, if anything, and it was just so much fun watching like their POVs because like they were just tearing up the competition so easily. But then again, I also had to do like my job at the same time, so like I didn't really get to see much, sadly. But I got what
Yeah,
I
I
could.
get you.
I
Yeah.
got what I could.
Yeah, I was kind of fortunate in that respect, at least like on the first day, because I wasn't really doing too much on the first, unlike the first day of like of games. So the best of ones, like I could watch like anyone. I think for part of the second day as well, I wasn't really tasked with anything. And it's gonna be said like, okay, like maybe it's a bit of a rogue pick, but like the artist POV is beautiful. Like the artist POV, like this guy on demo, like he just like demo is about like the line that you cannot cross, right? Like, and this guy, like, he is like perfectly like on the line the entire time. Like, this guy, like, I've never seen someone just like glide around the map so smoothly. And like, yeah, he's maybe not doing things crazy all the time, right? But like, I don't know. It's as if there's like a calculator just running permanently in his head that's telling him like exactly like where to stand at all time. It was wild. But
Yeah.
yeah, the artist POV was like it was so smooth and cool.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I did like watching Yum Yum's POV as well. Cause like his play style is like movement most, flicking second. Like he is always on the move, and he's always flicking to his target without even like trying. He's always doing it, and it's just so amazing to watch that. Uh Seeing that live. Speaking of Yo Yo though, uh I think I had a picture specifically of Yum Yum where like he had like a sign up, and I thought it was really funny. I took a picture. It was just like it was literally just Yum Yum's picture, but it was just fat. It was just fat as hell. And then Yum Yum
love those.
comes up and he's like, "Oh, you looking at my sign?" And I was like, "Oh, that's you." And he was like, "Yeah." And it's like, "What's up, man?" And I took a picture of him with it. I don't think anybody knew what it was, but I still loved it.
Yeah, there was a lot of like signs to going around. It was pretty cool. It was nice and chill, getting to hang out with like all the NA people. It's kind of weird, like well, that for me, right? This was like my 5th TF2 LAN, I want to say, but like it kind of genuinely felt like the first. To be honest, again, because I was like wondering about, I was like, I like obviously people I've seen LANs before, so some of like even the like top NA people who I like haven't met before, who a few of them look like, right? Like because you see them on
Yeah.
streams and like the previous RGL lands, RGB lands, whatever, right? But like those people, I'm like genuinely just like I don't know. The choice then becomes like I don't know. Do you just sort of sit in a corner and do nothing? And it's like, well, I'm at my this is the 5th tier 2 line. I've got like the confidence to go and just talk to you. So I just went around and chatted with people, and it's actually a great thing. I can't remember who exactly said the quote. I think it might be Dubthink, but I don't want to say decisively in case it wasn't. But someone on like the last day, just as we were about to go home, came up to me and said, "Oh, like I was like out with some of the friends last night. They were all saying there's apparently this like really weird British guy that's just like inserting himself into everyone's conversations and just like walking up to people in the venue and it's like, do you know who it is?" And they're like, "Oh, whatever." No, wild.
What else is there? Um I learned a lot through that Denver, and that was my second ever LAN. like ever in my
Like
life.
TF2 stuff, all that general stuff.
Just general. Like that was my second ever LAN, and I had to host it and do video editing and take pictures and stuff like that. I think I did pretty good. I was very happy about it, but I was kind of terrible in the communication, specifically like with Resin, who is like the main front like producer, who had to who like I had to talk to them to give like the go ahead on like some of the script videos we had. We had a few script videos. Some of them were like pretty small. Some of them were pretty like entertaining. Like who's gonna win LAN? I think that was the first time I ever met you specifically, Ben. Is when I just ran up with the camera.
Was, yes.
Yeah, I ran up.
Yeah, you'd literally never spoken to me, but just like tapped me on the shoulder, and I like, as I was chatting with, I think I was chatting with Bluetooth at the time. Just tapped me on the shoulder. I spin around. Who's gonna win LAN? Like the camera rolling.
Yeah,
man
I
on
got
the
it.
style.
Bethnicz, who did I say? Who did I say?
You literally said Witness Gaming EU 5-0, no contest. Like a straight face or like
Well,
not even
I
straight
got
face,
most of it right, you know, like
he said it with the smile, like Witness Gaming EU, no contest, 5-0, everything. And I'm like, fair enough, gave him a fist bump and walked away.
You like fully did it like a TikTok man on the street style, like
Yeah, that's exactly what I did. The idea was
my God.
catching like everybody off guard for like the fun of it. And just say who's gonna win.
It wasn't scripted though.
Yeah, it wasn't scripted at all. That was the point. I was trying to make it like non-scripted as I could. But then I was like realizing like I don't think that would be a good idea because some of them might not like that. So I would go out to them and like ask them like, hey, do you want to be in like a video real quick? I gotta just ask one question, and they're like, yeah, sure. And like I'll be like, I'll say their name, and then I'll be like, who's gonna win LAN? Like I did that with. Sometimes I mixed it up where like I would just. If I was like buddy with them, like for example, like Sandblast, I'm buddy with him a little bit. Like he knows me, I know him, kind of thing. And we talk during LAN, and I was like, hey, so Sandblast, and he was like, what's up, man? And I was like, I got one question for you. He sees my camera, and then I was like, who's gonna win LAN? I pull the camera on him for the fun of it.
Yeah, it felt like if there's that content going around, I guess it's like kind of late now, but like some of that stuff is like would be cool to like just at least like have somewhere, right? Like
Yeah, it was really cool.
Have like even if it's like a Google sheet of like who did everyone say or whatever, because I think there was some funny responses, right? There was
some pretty entertaining responses. I even came up to Cubby, if I'm correct, or QB, and
QB,
like I even asked him. Like I still have everything in my laptop. I have all the footage in my laptop. Everybody was super chill. It was a lot of fun, just asking everybody who's gonna win LAN. I even compiled it all up. I was talking to Resin, and I told him, hey, I got this. I gave it to you. You can put it up on the screen, and he never did. And so we had like a long talk about that. It's like, okay, next LAN, like we need to have like a little process going and everything. So I hope we do that next. LAN if there's ever a next LAN for like Denver or anywhere else that I work with him on for like specifically videos and such. And yeah, I mean, I think that's really it. Like, it was just so much fun to do. I loved it, even if there was like a few hiccups.
Yeah, I guess like the other sort of like the last kind of like hiccups or whatever is that it's not really a hiccup as such, but like the grand final, and I'm not sure how much like online or whatever this is like doing about, but in the venue there was like some concerns, whether it was well founded or not or whatever, because I know CEO and not Nina because like she was on the stage, right? But like there was concerns about potential dream hacking.
What is that? Can you explain that?
So you weren't around for DreamHack 2016, were you?
No.
No, so DreamHack 2016 was actually the first LAN of TF2 that I ever watched on Twitch.
wow,
And-
what an introduction.
And genuinely, because honestly, right, and to this day, the 4 maps of that grand final that were played was some of the most exciting TF2 I've ever watched. It was insane. Like, the 2 top teams in Europe that were actually the 2 top teams in the world because they go and play against each other in the I-58 grand final, like, a month and a half, 2 months later.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they were just, like, going at it, like, for an entire however many hours.
Wait, are you talking about that one bit where they got kicked out of the venue because they took so
Yes.
long? Oh,
Yeah.
Looster told me about that video. He even showed me the clip itself where like
Yeah.
they were like having like a conversation. It was like, what's going on? And then out of nowhere, it cuts to I forgot his name.
Sideshow.
Sideshow, and he's like, ladies and gentlemen, we have a situation. Like,
Yeah, it's a very interesting. Yeah, but
it's a
but,
good
but
clip.
like genuinely, if anyone wants to go back, right, then the 4 maps of that grand final that were actually played were like okay, maybe it's biased, maybe the first LAN I ever watched on Twitch or whatever, but like genuinely, that was like crazy. Because it's got like that like Allier bomb was like that series. There's like these like crazy the frag vid for that LAN. There's only 4 teams at it. It's just nuts. Like every like 5 minutes there was like some insane pop off, like the entire final. But yeah, like again, unfounded or not, there was a concern. I think it was actually mentioned. I think this was put out on the like sort of public thing for like the prize pool and stuff. But like they basically agreed with the venue or whatever that we could stay over, which was good. But like I don't know, I'm a worrier. I hear like anyone like talking about the potential of that, and you know,
Yeah. Luckily,
it was interesting. But yeah,
We-
like it was.
I will say, we
But no, that final, like, yeah, it didn't even drag. It had like, I don't know, there was only like one like progressive infinite overtime extraordinaire map, and that was process.
Mhm.
Everything else like kind of went normal length. I guess products was 4-3, which wouldn't happen in Europe, but like, still like, I don't know, it was just a close game, right? And like, obviously, teams have to like, go to the bathroom, go outside, talk strats, whatever between maps. So like, I know, like,
You do know, Karen?
I was yeah, I was like, I come out of it, and I see everyone's getting like ushered along and back to their seats or whatever, and yeah, the admin's like chasing everyone around. But yeah, it all ended well in the end.
Yeah, I'm glad that it ended well in the end.
What a final!
What a final. Your mic is doing something weird. It's being fuzzy.
My mic's doing something weird. Oops.
It's being
We can
fuzzy right
maybe
now.
sort that.
Don't know what's going on with that. I will say though, like, I mean, even if we didn't have like the DreamHack 2016, we did had a few hiccups in the venue. Like specifically our like showbiz on stage, where like our projector was like super dim. That projector was like super dim because like there was like some problem with like the projector, and like I think the light was damaged or something to make it like super dim, so we couldn't use that, so we had to use like other TVs. And then they went on Twitch and just showed the Twitch bot, or the Twitch stream on like 2 separate TVs. And then on the last day, Looster comes in clutch and starts connecting wires onto those said TVs to where it like shows like dead on time, like, how do I say the word? It essentially went from 100 ping to 5 ping, and it was just like, it made the venue so much better. I hope next time, if we do go to Denverland again, I hope we negotiate about that projector, because that projector almost ruined us the entire LAN, and I hope we don't have that again. I had to literally go up to people and like tell people like, "Hey, how you doing? Sorry for like the projector. Hope everything looks good. I hope everything's good right now." And they're like, "Oh no, we're fine, and everything." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm glad. Just we're trying to get everything fixed. I hope tomorrow we could get it a little bit better. Tomorrow we got it better, thank God." And it was just like one of the best to watch, just sitting there and just enjoying the grand finals. Ben is having some issues with this mic, so Wan, do you have anything to say?
Potentially fixed now. Maybe
It's good. It sounds good.
Yeah, I've used a backup headset. It's
Oh,
I missed the last like 3 minutes of conversation. So Wan, please answer whatever question Bethnicz asked you.
I mean, so whatever tech, like, it's also like, it's one of those things where like, when you're at a LAN, like, you just kind of, even when you're involved in the broadcast side, I think as a caster, like, you go into it and you have a nice like freebie in the sense of like you can fully detach from any like broadcast issues, because there's usually nothing you can do about it, right? Like, because like there's very few times, I think I can count like twice total of the LANs I've done where there hasn't been tech issues on the first day, and you just kind of expect it, right?
Yeah.
And so like for me, it's like I was busy, like so I did the B stream on the first day, because that's when I had the time. And then and I was busy like during the day, so I arrived sort of kind of ish late, like when the game, like the first couple of games were supposed to happen. Like I get back from whatever I was doing, and I look at my phone, and I just see like Number one, Fireside is not live, and for some reason our stream, Essentials the B stream, has like 1 million viewers. And I'm like, what is happening? I message JMax and he's like, oh yeah, dude. It's like a whole thing. But yeah. No, I mean, to be fair, right? Like it's also the first time that Fireside has done production for a LAN. Which like there's only really one way to get to a point where you don't have tech issues at a LAN. Even if internet's doing it more than once, like there's just stuff that
Definitely.
happens every time.
Yeah.
And there's not much you can do besides just like having a go at it and figuring out what works and what doesn't, and that just takes time, right? Like,
Yeah.
for a first shot, it was good.
We had we had a few hiccups. I think the big one was definitely the projector for like the LAN itself for the spectators. But it was also like the event or like the stream was being laggy for the first like couple of hours of the entire stream. And I just see people in chat is like, why is it so laggy? It looks like I'm playing on a laptop or something like that. And
I think
we
like
managed to fix it.
ultimately, like for the stream quality, like pretty much throughout the entire event, the stream never went above like 720p.
Yeah,
Which
I guess
which
it's
is,
because we
I
were trying to run
guarantee
it.
you,
Oh, he died again.
that I don't even want to know about,
He's
right?
good. He's good.
But like, yeah,
Um,
that's a line. Shit
Yeah.
happens.
yeah, it happens. I think it was also because like we were trying to run off of like 2 PCs the entire LAN, and that just doesn't work. Especially if like one PC is specifically for like doing production and like doing scene to scene and setting up more cameras, setting up more everything, and then the other PC is for like doing the screen recording of the match and doing the production on that, the observer. And then we have another PC where the chair was right beside the stage, where it was specifically for watching the match, which that was his own separate thing, so it didn't really cause any issues for like the casters, which thank God. I didn't want any issues for the casters, if anything.
Oh no, I caused issues for the casters by putting the wrong config on their PC. I stand up and apologize for that.
Classic.
I salute you, young man. I salute you.
This is back-to-back LANs where I've been asked to use my config on the caster PC, and I've messed it up. So, if future LANs, if ever you need a caster config, just get it from someone else. Even if I offer, please politely turn me down and to get someone who knows what they're doing.
I developed like drunkenly at Dortmund. I developed this nightmarish bit of walking up to people, like my friends, right? Like a bunch of my friends. I'd walk up like when they weren't there, and I'd walk up to their PCs when they weren't there, and I'd go into their console, and I would change their sensitivity by like 0.05.
Oh my god.
Which
Straight up fucked.
Unfortunately, like half the people I did it to, whenever they relaunched TF2, it just went back to what it was, which was kind of hurt the bit a little bit, but like wow. Then after a while, I was like pulled aside by JMax. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I explained to him a bit, and he's like, "You can't be doing that as a member of the broadcast. You need to stop." So yeah.
I know he's kind of right though, right? Surely.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like I think I did it to Ignis, and that will always be funny. So
I think I think it was also one thing that was really fun was observing. I learned how to observe a little bit using Resin's like setup, and that was a lot of fun to do. I didn't expect to be so fun when it's like, I mean, it wasn't like I did the observing. It was more of like in between time. They were like, I was watching them or the players on stage like mess around in between times. And so I was grabbing the keyboard and I was just like, okay, how do you do this? How do you do that? And I was learning how to do it. And like, apparently like, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on not the numpad, but like on the top row on top of QWERTY. And then QWERTY is like the blue team, all of blue team. And then if like holding down FN and then pressing QWERTY, like that's when you show the blue team. And I saw that, or I learned about that, and I was like, that is actually pretty fucking easy to do. And so I was just like messing around, and I felt like an observer for a second, like just going back and forth, watching like medic is about to die. I'm gonna click on him and stuff like that. He's getting bombed. Let me click on the medic, or like click on the soldier. It just got really easy to do after like a couple of minutes of messing around with that.
Yeah, no, I've started observing on Essentials this season with, I guess, mixed results, to be honest. It's been really fun. Whether my output has been good is, I'll leave that to the viewers to decide. But I know, I have been told by a couple of people I have very cursed binds. But like, do either of you have like 100% keyboard?
100%
No.
keyboard? No, I have a
Yeah,
60.
100%, okay. You have a 60, okay, never
75%.
mind. Might be harder for you to visualize, right? Why do you have a 100% keyboard?
I think isn't 100% just a regular membrane keyboard?
Yeah, regular one with like a
Yes.
numpad and everything.
Normal
right?
person
Yeah.
keyboard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Office
Right.
job, Logitech keyboard.
Yeah, office job,
Okay.
Logitech. That's
So-
not bad, honestly. It just
My
takes up a lot of room.
no, my binds, right? So blue team, Q and A the scouts, W and S are the soldiers, E is demo, D is medic.
Okay, I'm looking
For
at it right
off
now.
classes, 1 sniper, 2 spy, 3 NG, Z is pyro, and X is heavy. And then for the red team, it's 1-4 for scouts, 2-5 for soldiers, 6 is demo, 3 is medic.
Wait, you lost
And
me
the
already.
off classes are like the rest of the numpad.
You
basically.
lost me already. you
So,
said
like-
you said 1, 2, 3, 4 is like the regular like main classes, and then you said
No,
Z.
1 and 4 are the scouts.
1
and
and
then
4 are the
2 and
scouts.
5. Then 2 and 5 are the soldiers.
Okay, but
And
so
then 6 is
would it
NG,
make
3
sense?
is medic.
Okay, so yeah, you said 3 is demo, 6 is medic.
No, 6 is demo, 3 is medic. Because it's the same shape as like the QWEASD for the left hand.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense. You
And
lost
then
me
like
for a
the
second.
rest of the numpad is like the rest of the off classes.
As soon as I heard Z for pyro, I was like, when are you gonna use pyro? Like, I was like, where's that coming into
Honestly,
play?
right, the only times you use that, right, are like gully wash, basically.
You know what? Fair.
Like
Fair.
unless it's like pyro pushing out a forward hole on like products or something, I don't know. But like gully wash hot water strat, like the pyro cam is the place to be. But anyway, I've been told that's cursed. Maybe that would be my
Yes,
mind.
no, my custom
YouTube
config
comments tell
is-
me if you hate me and you think I'm an awful person for using those binds. Do let me know.
Do let him know.
No,
Do let him
my
know.
custom config literally 1 through 9 for red team, and F1 through 9 for blue team.
Yeah, that's fine for casting, right? Like
It's fine for everything. I can't say that actually. I don't observe.
no, because you can't pick the scout you're going to, which is the problem.
Yes, I
Yeah.
can. I have Scout 1 on 1, and then I had Scout 2 on 2.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
But then what if you want to go to like an NG or something?
Then it's you go up the list. I don't remember what number of class the engineer is, but it's like up there. It's past 6.
Dude, the NG's like the 6th.
I have
class?
2, 1, 2, and then I have 2 soldiers, 4 or 3, 4. Then I have demo 5, medic 6.
Yep.
And then you just kind of
Oh, so you have 7, 8, 9, 0 minus equals for the rest.
no. Then I have up to 9 because there are 9 classes in TF2, and then I
Yeah, but
just do
so
the
because
same
you have
thing
2
on my.
scouts and 2 soldiers.
I'm so confused about this. Why is this difficult?
You've broken my brain, one.
You broke each other's brain. All I heard was just you two like convoluting each other.
It's okay. I will never observe anyway. I did that drunkenly in Dortmund, and it was really funny, and I got flamed for it. So.
God damn.
I kept like being told to push buttons, and then it was running on a German keyboard layout, which is not a QWERTY layout. And I made everything like 4 times as complicated, and then they're all like laughing at me. But then like they kept like off because that was like the weird like ETF well official we did like Saturday night.
Oh yes, I remember that. It was
Frenchies
wild.
at home, except one of the Frenchies who were at LAN versus all of the Yak teams who were just there in person. And then like Lucky and Eepily did it to like test the stage. It was basically like a stage test game. I don't think anyone realized we were doing it. But then I got to observe it, then I just like kept tabbing to people that weren't in the fight to fuck with them.
Yeah,
It was really funny.
that is really funny.
The thing with the German keyboard is like it's very close to being QWERTY.
Yeah, but
Like
it's
if you
just
don't
not,
think about
right?
it, you
Like,
can be mistaken for looking at a glance. It looks like QWERTY, and then you press like M and an N comes up, and you're like, wait, what?
I know. It was horrible.
Do you have anything to say about Denver land though, Ben?
I'm good to go top 5 players, I guess, at this
I-
point.
Yeah, I think me too. I mean,
I think they're
my
top
my
players.
experience was mostly doing the online LAN coverage experience, which is a lot of sitting around and waiting because there are tech issues. So I started casting at 2 a.m. And I was there at like 8 or something, I think. Which is always an experience, right? But like, I mean, okay, it's kind of you know what you sign up for.
Just is what it is.
And it was fun. I got to watch a lot of the games with because like Josh was randomly around, so I was like sat with Peter and Josh and Lucky and Freaky, I think was there as well. We're just chilling and mumble, having a good time. It was fun.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I don't really have much to say anymore. I mean, let me check the notes real quick before we move on. Learning photography, yeah. Last ride with Fireside Cast. All I can really say is that like, that was my last ride with them. After that, I said after that LAN event, I was gonna step down as a video editor for Fireside Cast. So I hope y'all enjoy those. Hope you join like the new blood that might join up. I heard there was a guy who's wanting to do some like video editing and script writing for Fireside Cast because he wants to like be heard a little bit. So I hope that goes well for him. And I think that's it. I think that's mostly it about Denver.
The big miss. Them videos have been great, by the way, mate. Like,
Hey, thank you.
they've been so good.
I spent 4 hours on a fucking Highlander that does bracket reset. I hope it was worth it.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that last time. I think. Yeah,
Yeah, I mentioned that last episode. Fuck, man, that was so much. It was so much Highlander. 4 months on that. Anyways, top 5 though. Like,
How do we do this? Do we do like we all do our 5 and then we all do like our 4s or something?
I think
like,
so. Yeah.
I think we should
Is
do
it
5.
worth it? If like let's say that you say like let's just make up a name that won't be on the list. So let's say you have decided that what's a funny player to say
he's
here?
picking who to like slander instantly.
Let's say you have decided that Mac is your 4th best player of the year, and I have him on 2nd. Do I say I have him higher, and then we wait until I say his name, and then we just only have to talk about the player once?
Oh,
Or should we like?
or you know what? You
Yeah,
know what'd be
that
better?
makes- I
You know
like
what'd be
that.
better?
Yeah,
If
I
you-
like that.
Here, you know what? You know what'd be better? If like I say my top 5, I go down my top 5 to top like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And if you have something similar, or if it's on the same ranking, you should reveal it as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and then we just go to Ben.
I would
and then we go to
rather
one.
rather we did them one at a time. To be honest, I'd rather we all just did 5,
Okay.
and
Then
then 4, and then 3. And then 2.
okay. You know what? Fair enough.
But I think it
So
merits-
I also got Eki. I asked Eki to give me their top 5. So we'll start with Eki first. Sadly, they can't decide. This is what they said. They said can't decide between Cookie, Sovo, Connor, and Lil Guy.
That's
So
a
many
wild
names.
shortlist.
So they have
That's great.
they have the definitive top 4, but no 5.
Let's keep going then, and then
So
we
they
can
have
circle
5
back.
to 8 as like the quarterfinalists. Basically, they get
Yeah.
knocked out in the big bracket for who's the best player.
There's gonna be some biases. If you want to put your top 5 as well, put it in the description and why. Simple as.
Yeah, please
Or
comment
put
chat.
it-
Tell
put
us
it in
why
the
we're all
comments.
wrong.
Yeah,
Put it
this
in
is
the comments.
100% like engagement bait. Like
Yeah.
guys, you
Oh,
need
it
to
is
do
absolutely. This is engagement, mate.
This is gonna be
Oh,
great. Alright, so top 5 for me. Number 5 is Cookie.
That's
Elaborate.
a good pick. Do we elaborate though?
I would say Cookie because he's a very like destructive player as a Witness Gaming AU player. Like in the Witness Gaming AU team, like if you look at like who was top damaging and who was top killing, it was mostly Cookie and Silvo, right? It was mostly those two like doing everything they can to like chip out as much damage and as much kills as possible in every single match, and they were so consistent. I still remember seeing like the Witness Gaming AU versus EU logs, and it wasn't like the showcase one, it was Showmaster one. It was like their last match, right? Before
The
they
lower
got
bracket one,
yeah, the lower bracket one before they got definitive 3rd place. Cookie was on the top of the leaderboard in DPM and in kills. Like he was just tearing it up. So that's why I say he's top 5.
Yeah, they like really made it hard for the Europeans. Like there's okay, like there's like a world. Like it's conceivable that the Australians could have like maybe won that series. On like everything seemed like it was going very well for them. I
I
just
think
think
it's like in general. I think an argument for why Denver was so good is because I think the final day there's an argument for every single team could have
yeah,
won.
like
I think.
it was 2-1 as well in the series. Like
Yeah,
they
yeah,
took it to the third map and like
yeah,
they
yeah,
really
100%.
like stepped up. Was it Product that they won? Like map 2?
I don't know.
I think it was Product and like yeah, their scouts were absolutely popping off.
Yeah.
I think another important context for this list that we discussed was we had a big back and forth of whether or not it should be like purely Denver or if it should be like just in general, like all time. Like we kind of settled on this being a top 5 players of the year, right? Is sort of the idea of this list of who do you think like from beginning of 2025 to now, like throughout the year, who's been your best players? And sort of to defend all of us for just a second, is this will obviously create biases, right? Like I know for me, like I'm European. I didn't watch that much Australia. Didn't watch that much North America. I'm gonna be a bit spoiler. I'm gonna be a bit Euro.
So you're having 5 European players, is what you're trying to say, and what you're trying to get
It's
out
the
the way earlier,
entire
right?
Winners
Like,
Gaming EU. It's I
Should
know
I
it
do my
is.
number 5 then?
Yeah, do your number
I can do
5.
my number 5. My
you
number
can do number
5 is Connor Fish from Winners
Connor.
Gaming Australia. Because this
Connor.
guy is
Connor.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yes, no,
Connor
he's
do
so
turn
good.
up.
Like, I think this is the other one of the random biases is that I'm a soldier main, which means that I view the game entirely through the lens of someone who plays soldier.
Yeah.
And that means that like for me, like that's sort of who I'm watching. And then especially for this, like I watched a lot of STVs coming into this, and I think something that I find super interesting for me is when you're watching a casting VOD, it is so much harder to see the impact that soldiers have on the game just through the fact that you're watching through first person. But this guy, like, you're watching Connor play the game, and like it's almost like it's captain-esque. We're not gonna call him captain because captain is his own thing.
Mhm.
But like he's every move that he makes
Hang on.
is crazy.
Replay
His
that.
positioning is so good. Like it was one of those where it was like I was watching and I was prepping and like
Hang on.
I was watching this guy and I didn't really like
He-
you think of Witness Australia and you think and in my head of back videos I've seen Cookie, you know, I've seen Silvo, but like this Connor guy, like I was sat there and then people kept coming into my chat being like, this Connor guy is crazy. And he's so good.
He's
Such a good soldier. Played really well at LAN as well. But I'm a big fan. That's why he's my 5th best player of the year.
Alright, Ben.
One caveat though here from me
Oh.
is that for Australia specifically, I rate like how much I value them as a player much more skewed toward Denver as compared to like other regions because I do think that like Australia as a region is just not as competitive, right? Best
Yeah,
5,
plus
but
like
they
lands
also
in
had
general,
holes
I
in
guess.
like
Like
knocking us out.
You keep
Right,
getting
like-
cut off. I'm sorry, hang on. Wait, you keep getting cut off like every like couple
Oh my God.
minutes.
No. But basically, okay, the point is Australia is not as competitive as the other 2 regions, and therefore, like, I view the regular seasons of the Australia that we had before LAN much less than I view the regular seasons of NA and EU.
I mean,
Which
that's
is why,
fair.
like, for an Australian player to be on this list, like, they basically had to go to Denver.
Yeah.
Is what I'm trying to say.
I say that's very much fair. Like that's a valid point. It's all like I think it's also another thing if you think of it as like when it's giving AU not taking it as seriously, yet they're top 3 in the world right now. Or that team specifically is top 3. And they just did not care as much when they're playing in their region. And then as soon as they take it seriously, they're tearing up the competition. Like it is scary.
Like-
It's scary.
There's no doubt in my mind that this is the best Australian team of all time. Like as much as you like to look back with rose-tinted goggles at like a Yuki Sheep immunity teams, like this team blows them out of the water. They're really, really good.
the other crazy thing, right, is like they were like the entire LAN. It felt like okay, like scrims aren't real, we can say that, right? But like through the LAN, you could just see this team getting better and better each day. And the more that they're playing against the Americans, against the Europeans, right? So they like got to this level after like what was it, like 4 days of playing against like
Yeah.
the Europeans and the Americans.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if you just teleported this team and just like put them in an RGL season or put
Yeah.
them in ETF12.
Yep.
Yeah,
It would be
Agreed.
wild.
it would be wild.
Yep.
I mean, they do have some. Apparently, I found their logs through RGL, and they had like an AU season or two in the RGL
Yeah.
when
But it's just
RGL
like the
tried to do like an
competition there is
international
like
thing.
it's not the same. Like competition wise, I just don't like think it's the same, which is a shame, right? Because I think it's one of the things that's like, I think you can make the very real argument of like, had they had, sort of a more competitive Australia, like they probably like I think they have the pieces to win, everything,
Yeah.
right? Like they're
Genuinely.
super good.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah. I guess my fifth. Yeah, because honestly, my fifth, like I said, I've got like Australians in contention for this. Like, and there's quite a few as well. Like, I was culling down the list, and like I don't know about you, I had like a list of like 15 people, and I'm like, now all these should be top 5, and I'm like, okay, no, that's not going to happen. But I'm actually going to go for someone who actually was on Eki's list. You and Eki dumped like 4 people in the list. I'm going to go Silvo
You go
for
Silva.
my number 5.
Yep.
I think Silvo from Flank Scout as well, just like at least in Denver and online as well. I did watch a little bit of the Eurosports stuff, but again, like we said, it's not as big for this. This guy just like takes over games, and he does it like fairly consistently as well. Like from Flank Scouts, you don't see like this level of consistency of like just every single series just having crazy pop-off moments and like off-classing on sniper, doing wild things, even on scout, getting behind, just having insane impact from the flank. And like, okay, there's players like Bomo did it as well in like in Denver, but I actually think Silver was more consistent at doing it. And just
Agreed.
this guy was tearing it up like for the entire LAN. And I want fun stat, okay, but like online is not as real, right? But like the grand final of Oz Fortress, right? The season
Yes.
before LAN. The grand
Yeah.
final of Oz Fortress, it goes to a decider map. It's a best of 5, goes all the way. And they're having a Merc on Witness Australia.
Paulson on Scout, by the way.
Yeah,
Was
Paulson on Scout, right? Silvo, in one map of Bagel, remember, it's first to 3. It's first to 3 on Bagel. This guy dropped 62 frags
Yep.
Yeah.
in one map.
Yeah.
He gets 2 frags a minute. 2
Yep.
a minute.
Yep.
I want to. You know what's funny, Ben? My top 4 is Silvo. Because of
Your fourth is Silvo.
that specific reason. He is more consistent. He is way more consistent than Cookie, in my eyes.
Yeah. It's also the thing of like comparing him to like Bomo and Ixie. Like I just think at least okay, it's a small sample size, right? In terms of the Denver games from the Australians. I don't know, this guy, like I don't remember seeing a bad game. I don't remember seeing him getting dived, and his impact was way more consistent. Yeah, Bomo has the sniper highlights and stuff, right? And
Mm-hmm.
was making it work, but eventually that got shut down. And sniping not on products, I don't think was particularly impactful from memory. There's a couple of picks on pros, but that was about it, right? But like Silver genuinely just like moment 1 on day 1 on the Saturday, like all the way through, this guy was like firing on all cylinders. It was amazing.
It's amazing seeing Witness Gaming AU shut down the sniper on product faster than like a G6 against Furyatek. I want to say that right now. Like when I was watching, I think it was like the grand finals, right? With like Donovan, Jay on Furyatek. I think it was Patty as well on it, if I'm correct. I keep forgetting, but like it was like the grand finals when it was their first ever or like a G6 win on LAN. And I think Jay decided to go sniper on product, and it took them like half of the game just to finally get their footing back on track and actually take care of that sniper. And then Witness Gaming AU just practices this team for like fuck knows like a couple of days, and now they're shutting down the sniper so easily without even trying because of Silver and Cookie and Donovan, or not Donovan, and Down and Connor. And it's just, oh my gosh, you know? Like, if they, like, I want to say this right now. If they did an actual full-time thing, like, if this if this game was an actual esport and it was always international almost every year, like I could definitely see Witness Gaming AU being top 2, if not like the number 1 team, because they're that consistent, they are that dominant, they are that good.
What was
I agree.
Eki's fourth? I agree with all that. What's Eki's fourth pick?
Fourth pick for Eki, Lucas.
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 Okay.
Lucas.
Let's
I guess I'll
leave
talk
that
about
one
him
for a little
later
bit.
on. I guess.
Yeah.
On my list. I've left him a little bit later.
Yeah. Me too.
I think one might have done the same.
That's my bad. I forgot about Eki for a second.
No, it makes sense because you jumped in on silver, right? Because I did
Yeah.
silver for my 5th, right? But
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Now it's your turn, Win.
Let's do Ben first.
Okay.
Well, I've done my 4th. Okay.
Yeah, you're fourth.
Yeah, you're fourth.
Right. I feel like this one might annoy Juan a bit, but I genuinely think it's real, and it's not actually like this is like okay. You're gonna say I watched the Brand Slam video, right? And I'm like NA pill
Taking notes from Brandslam.
my 4 is LOL guy.
Low
Okay.
guy?
I think
Okay.
this guy is the best medic in the world right now, and it's not even close.
Yeah. He's
Discos.
just above everyone.
Discos.
He's just
Tell
above
me
everyone.
a medic. Tell me a medic that's better than LOL guy right now.
No one, because it's either low guy or Dank. Dank is a really good medic. I'm gonna say that right now. He's a really good medic, but he's not at like the consistency. He is not at the survivability as low guy.
My favorite is Hubert, the fish.
Hubert the
Even the fish. That is true.
My fish brother.
That's my favorite.
But I genuinely like I like serious for a moment. That LOL guy has just got grand final in Denver, won the RGL season as well that just happened on LAN,
Yeah.
and I don't know, this guy he genuinely just doesn't make mistakes, or at least not bad ones. I know I never see him getting caught out. He's one of those things. I think it was said by some of the Witness EU players afterwards. They basically decided that in fights they would try and make LOL guys uber bad, not by trying to kill him or force him or whatever. They just try and pick off more players so that he's basically forced into using to save players, because you just know it's so difficult to get on this guy. You have to start focusing Logan or or one of the scouts or something. You just cannot pin this guy down at all, and it just it adds so much to G6. It's kind of outrageous.
Yeah, I don't know. LOL guy's actually not even on my list. I think for me, one is I feel like medic is another one of those classes where you actually have to sit down and look at it in person or through an STV to actually be able to see what's going on. From just through the nature of observing a game through a cast,
sure,
you're just
yeah.
not going to see the impact that a medic is going to have. And then second of all, for me, also yeah, sure, he's good mechanically, but for my entire RGL prep, I was watching an online version of G6 that, honestly, I still don't think that they're that good, right? And then everyone that I talk to about this is oh yeah, but they have a LOL guy now, so they're gonna be way better at LAN. So I'm waiting for LOL guy to show up and magically make this team amazing. And I'll get more into this a bit later as well, but he just didn't that just didn't really happen in the sense that I would expect from a guy who's supposed to come in and completely fix the way that they're playing the game. Which they weren't. They remained as one-dimensional as they always have been. But yeah, I don't know.
I think it's just mostly because of the team as well, yeah. Because medic relies on their team a lot to actually make plays. If your team is kind of slogging a little bit, slouching and stuff like that, you're gonna get killed. It's just gonna happen. And I'm not saying that as the excuse. I'm saying that more of it can do that even to the best medics in the entire game.
I agree. I think it's very for me in general, even the low guy discussion is kind of make me think would I ever put a medic in my top 5 plays players at any point in TF2 history? Is there a point where I look and I'm yeah, there is no doubt that this medic player is one of the best players in the world, and I think my answer is just always gonna be no. Unfortunately.
Okay,
It makes me cry, man. It's making me cry.
I just think due to the nature of the class, I was just never that will just never be an opinion that I hold.
The thing for me, it's the reason why low guy's in mind, like one of the big reasons is I like look around at the rest of the medics,
Yeah.
and I'm like the gap between lol guy and like the next medic is like pretty big in my eyes.
Yeah.
Like we saw it in the grand final against like Witness EU, like Auto got med diffed quite hard through the whole final. We've seen it in like RGL as well. Like I don't know, I think the gap's big. I'm not gonna go wild and say best player ever or whatever, anything crazy like that, right? But I
Yeah,
just
like
think
Brentslam.
because of course they're like there's like a limit obviously to what like a medic can do
Yeah.
and the impact they can have. But like looking at in comparison to the rest of the medics we have right now, I think it's a pretty big gap.
Yeah. In my eyes, I see Medic as like you know, an actual contender to be top 5. It just depends on their resume of what they did. A
I
good
just feel
example,
like-
a good example
I'm
is
just running
definitely
through my
like
head,
what
it's
you
like-
said. A good example is definitely what you said, right? Like there are people out there that like see low guy as like if they pick up low guy, they're winning. Like it, and it happens a lot, but there are those moments where it just does not happen. And
Yeah, I don't think with a medic that's so hard for a medic to do, right? Like
Yeah,
a medic
but-
to come in and fix a team is now
Yeah.
yeah,
like,
meta like
that's the problem.
yeah, it's just
has to-
like to me
yeah.
it just like he just has that resume of doing that. Like if he's on that team, he can boost that team up a little bit higher. Not to the point of winning, sometimes to the point of winning, but he makes teams like, you know, be a little bit better because of his survivability. That is what I'm trying to get at. He's a very competent like player. That's why in my eyes, he should be up in top 5.
He also like clearly has incredible amounts of intangibles as well, right? That just makes his team win anyway, right? Like there's no doubt in my mind that that's true. Like he's done it twice this year alone. Yeah. I think can I say my 4th player? I'm really excited.
I think
about
you're the last
say-
one.
yeah.
You're the last one to do 4.
Yeah, you're the last one to say
Oh,
4.
this is gonna be so funny. I'm so excited about this. My 4th best player of 2025 is Ryan.
Ryan.
Yes.
Ryan.
European soldier on anti-side.
That is honestly
Landon.
that's like so wild, right? Like Ryan didn't make my shortlist, but like this
He's
guy
the
is,
best
like,
soldier in Europe. Like, and I don't think it's that close either, to be honest. Like, I think you really have to look outside of Europe. Like, Pappy and Hugo were fine and good, but I think like the only soldier we've had the past 2 years that's comparable to the way that Ryan's playing the game right now is Silentes. I think he's so insane. Like in my head, he's the best
No, yeah.
soldier in Europe by a pretty decent margin. No one has really contested him, and yeah, he's the best. Like I even had
Very
this
underrated
conversation.
player.
Like we saw him play at Dortmund, right, for his first LAN, and he was just immediately
I
good
think
as
he
well.
was the best player in Dortmund. I'll say that.
Yeah, 100% agree.
I think he was MVP.
Okay,
of
maybe
Dortmund.
not for the whole. I think definitely for the finals. I think it's either him or Bethnicz in my eyes. But like
I think the whole
Ryan
Dortmund
has
team,
been a revelation for me.
Oh,
in
yeah.
Europe. He's been so good.
My
And I had this conversation after the finals. I was talking to Hugo about this because at that time, you know, he'd figured out that he was gonna go to Denver with Witness, and we were talking about it. And he looked at me. He's like, "Honestly, I'm kind of confused that it's not Ryan going."
Ryan's insane, man. I guess the reason why this kind of like slipped the net for me is like, what has Ryan like achieved this year? If we're talking 2025, like what has
Nothing.
Ryan done?
He is. I mean, yeah, he got like 5th place of Poland. Not entirely his fault because
No,
you
like
know,
it was
pandemic
dead roster, right? They
come.
had like visa issues.
Yeah,
they had,
really
like,
bad
nerves
visa
and
issues,
stuff,
but-
like it was, and he was also a pocket soldier as well. Like, which is not his normal
Yeah, he
role.
role swapped.
Yeah, because they had to get like, so pandemic couldn't play, so they ended up getting a soldier, didn't they? Instead,
Yes. Yeah, they had Charlie. who was
Charlie
showing
came
up
in
to
and played
spec.
Roma.
Yeah, then Charlie
then-
played Roma, also off-rolling. I don't know
Yes,
why
and
they
then
just.
Blank, and then Blank goes from pocket soldier to flank scout,
Yeah,
or pocket scout.
Blank
maybe,
used
I
to be a
can't
scout main, so that one's like kind of acceptable, but
Yeah.
like it's still not good. Like
remember. No.
it's not what you want. But yeah, no.
No, that,
I think
that's
this is
the one
very
thing
much
that'd
like
be about
either
me
you
is I
watch
think
Europe and you agree with me, maybe. I even probably think most people who watch Europe don't agree with me. And there's a very select group of people that will hear this and not think it's completely crazy. I also like if you don't watch European TF2, then there's just no way that you will think this is true, right? Like, it's a EU exclusive pick. But
Yeah.
I justify it by saying that I actually think that we had really, really good competition in Europe this year compared to what we normally did. Like, I think going into Denver, for me, I think there are about 4 teams in Europe that were better than the team that I watched win RGL online before Denver. And Ryan is one of he's here right now, and if he decides to keep playing, he's going to be the best soldier in Europe for a very long time. This guy is sometime he's going to be unleashed against Americans, and they're going to be like, "Whoa, who is this guy? He's
On-
so good."
If we're talking about like players that should have gone, or like players if they went in there they would have like made it to the top 5 or actually did really good in like the international. One player in my mind, and he's in Australia. His name is Robert. Do you
Robo?
guys? Yeah, Robert. Yeah.
Robo?
You...
oh my god, yeah, this guy's
Yeah,
nuts.
Robo. Wow,
guy's
he's like
nuts.
the boogeyman over there in Australia. Like,
Oh my
God.
yeah,
he's
100%
scary,
agree.
dude. If he was in international, if he was with Witness Gaming AU, he'd be fucking scary. Like, I would probably stay away from him, like with a 10-foot pole
played,
in a match. Like,
He played with a bunch of the Witness guys at the Land Down Under, right? Like, I'm pretty sure.
yeah.
Yes, but I
he's
think
one
on
of them.
Scout maybe.
No, he got second
Yeah,
place.
yeah.
He got second place. Like a couple of times in Land Down Under.
Yeah, he's been losing, but I think the last Down Under he was playing with like a Witness.
Yeah,
team.
he played with like most of the Witness AU core, but he was on Scout.
Yeah. In the
No, but Robo's
Billy
a scout player anyway, dude. Have you seen this guy's shadow play clips? Like, what
Oh,
the
he's
fuck?
Make a
He's
meal out of anything. Make a meal out of it. I'm eating it all up. It's a buffet. It's so good.
He's
Like
so
it,
good.
like I honestly had a thought in my head, like if it, he's 6th place in my eyes, but
Yeah.
I could see him
That's
being 5th
true.
place. I thought of putting him in 5th place besides Cookie, just to throw everyone off. But like I was like, I can't because he hasn't really done much. I mean, he gets 2nd place in Land Down Under, but that's really it. That's like all of his resume is. He's very consistent. He is scary. I want to see him in an international. That's my main thing. Once he's in an international, everybody's gonna see him.
Yeah, so we're making like a roster for Fireside next year. We're gonna have Ryan on it. We're gonna have Robo in it. We're
Making a
just gonna, like,
roster
make
for
a
Poland.
roster of people
we
we
can
wanna just
sponsor.
make
We can
international
sponsor
land.
him. I'll hit up Sayo and say, hey, this. No, actually, Sayo stepped down. Sadly, he stepped down from producing. Now he stepped down from or no, he stepped down from like running it, but now he stepped down from producing it recently. So
Yeah, I saw that on the TFTV thing. Yeah,
very upsetting.
unfortunate.
Salute. I mean, but he wants to do what he wants to do. He shouldn't be tied down from like retiring.
Yo, could this next year land team? Can we get Fancy Elf on it?
Oh.
That
So
will go crazy.
I want to meet
Honestly,
that
Danny
guy.
playing against Fancy Elf and AZN.
I want to
Yeah,
meet that
imagine.
guy. I want to meet him so that I could say to his face, "Hey, remember when Odin won a 5 CP map?" Like, have you heard of that? Have you guys heard of that?
What was the Odin thing? I don't know the
Basically-
beef with Fancy and Odin.
Basically, Div 2. I think it was Div 2 or Div 1. Fancy was in chat in the EU, or Essentials TF, and people were like saying like, "Yo, this Odin guy is like really good." And then Fancy says like, "Yeah, but Demo Knights don't Demo Knights will lose if they play 5 CP," and then they win the grand final with the Demo Knight. And so people started spamming that in chat, saying like, "Oh, he's not gonna win or he's not gonna win 5 CP, or Demo Knight can't win 5 CPs." So like I'll just be like, "Hey, remember that time that Oda won 5 CP?"
Well, we almost had a very funny moment this last season where so Nandem, which is legally distinct from Mandem because it's like
Yeah,
half
different
different
thing,
players.
Different thing, totally
The
different.
different thing, right? So they
Except it's the same Sucklejack, but it's different.
It's fine.
yeah, it's like a mixture of some of the players, right? But they had
Separate entities.
yeah, they had blank on demo this season, and I think they were meant to, they played an offie against Aware the Odin team, right? But they thought Blank, like Fancy thought Blank wasn't able to make the offie, so the plan was that Fancy was going to go demo night against Odin. I think he was saying in Twitch chat like molding because like Blank became like available at the last minute and then played, and like he's in chat molding like, damn, if I was demo night against them, like I would be like rolling Odin right now. But
Maybe we see that sometime.
it's
Maybe
not
we
to
see
be.
that.
Sure, I want to see that one day. Right? Fancy versus
I'm
Owen
calling you
Wonder
out,
Night, like,
Fancy.
please.
I'm calling you out.
I ain't
as
casting
a
it though.
rookie.
I ain't casting that, but like
Yeah, I know.
someone
You don't want
else
to.
Someone else.
I'm good. I don't need
Someone
to
else
deal
can
with
cast
those
it, you know?
politics at
Get
all.
Turbo Tab, so probably like ran about it for like an hour.
Oh yeah, beautiful. No, like we need someone palatable to solo light viewers.
Yeah.
They scare me. Let's do the number.
Light himself.
Let's do the
Okay,
number
okay,
3
let's get
before I
back on
dig
track.
myself a hole with
Yeah,
Reddit.
okay.
Yeah.
What's
number
Ecky's
3. Ecky's number 3. Pappy.
That's
I respect the vision.
And
I see it.
And I'm gonna
That's
let y'all
interesting
talk
pick.
about this. I need to go to the washroom. I need to piss.
Right, well, I could do some talking about that because Pappy is also my number 3.
Oh, beautiful.
I think Pappy is like okay. Like I discounted Ryan on the basis of he didn't come up because I guess in the nicest possible he hasn't really achieved too much this like calendar year so
Yep.
far. Like obviously eye test is insane, but like Pappy has like the insane eye test. Like you watch like the Pappy VOD, right? This guy is like doing he's doing everything, even stats wise and stuff. He's pulling huge. But like I think he is still the best soldier now in terms of like obviously yeah, you've got an argument for Ryan, but like I'm still a Pappy believer, and
I
this
think
guy is winning everything, and he
Truly,
is
like in
being a lot of the reason
terms
why.
of how he plays soldier, right? Like Ryan is a better soldier, but I think overall, like you look at what Pappy does for his team, and it's like not close.
He's like selfless, but also like it still doesn't show in the stats that much often. Like you
Like-
watch this guy play, like he's like doing everything for his team. It's great.
Alright, I'm back.
Like it's hard to visualize when you haven't like seen it in person, but this guy does so much for Witness. Like in terms of like maybe not like I know in game like it is like nowadays it is mostly like Thomas calling, but in terms of like being a leader of the team with like the mental leader, like he is the one running that team, and he does the same job. I think like it's been a very very long time since we've had a leader as successful as Pappy. And yeah, I mean he plays soldier good, very very good, and he does insane like you have to think about like in Europe now we have seen a Witness roster with literally everyone on the team not there besides Pappy, and the only time that they're not good is when Pappy isn't there. Like he can like slot anyone in, he makes it work. Like there's a big like for me I was really like one of the big scary points for me for Witness coming into Denver was that they didn't have Silentes. Because Sil is obviously crazy, right?
Yeah.
But he still like manages to fit in with Hugo, even despite like the Pappy Silentes synergy is so good, he built that with Hugo anyway. And yeah, no, Pappy is crazy.
No, yeah, Pappy's like insane. Yeah, he's my number 3, and that's for me. He's at number 3 because the other 2 in front on my list are that good. Like it's no like it's gonna. This guy is like I don't know. In another world, this guy could be the number 1.
Actually, my number 3 is actually it's Thomas. Thomas is I say Thomas because he is an amazing main caller. That is one of the biggest reasons why I say that. He's a really good scout as well, I would say. But for just being a really articulate main caller, great for the team in most of the teams that he's on, if not all of them, like he's just phenomenal. That's why I put him at number 3.
He's also like he plays like nowadays he plays pocket scout like perfectly basically.
Oh yeah, it's like it's watching machinery, watching
Yeah,
the
it's like you watch him, he does you sit down, you watch him play the game, and it's like every single time he just makes the correct decision always. It's crazy. Like we call him the granary expert for a reason. Like I think he's like the like as much as we're gonna sit here, I assume, and talk about Lucas a bit. Like I think Thomas is every bit like the generational player that Lucas is, and to be honest, a bit more because he has that like team leading aspect to him as well that Lucas doesn't have. Where Lucas is like a piece, like a chess piece that someone else can use. Thomas is like capable of manipulating the whole board, right? Like
he is.
When you watch Witness take fights, like he's the one calling them. Like he manages them all like in game. He's on top of that. He's like for so long been the best scout in Europe. Like he's crazy, like mechanically as well, right?
Yeah, I like. So Thomas is higher up in my list. Should I declare where? at this point, or do
Nah,
we
leave
keep
it.
the suspense?
Leave
We'll
it.
get to
We'll
that.
we'll learn
No
it.
We
spoilers.
leave it. Okay, we leave it. All right. So, but I agree with everything. And as well, like what we mentioned earlier, right? I know we talked about like a while ago with like the over the shoulder POVs and stuff, right? Like the Thomas, like the comms, and like the last 5 minutes of this guy, like you can just see like the way like he's controlling everything, and like it is like just watching machinery at work is like the best way, right? But in like the perfect way. This guy is nuts.
Who's
Right,
next?
my number 3
Yeah.
is Ixie.
Ixie. Oh shit.
I knew you were gonna say this. And
Yeah, we've had this conversation
he
before, Ben.
nearly made my list. He really nearly made it. But I
Because
want to know why you've got him in at 3 first.
so I can spoil that I don't have Thomas on my list. Ixie's my only Witness Gaming Europe scout. Because I
Really?
think like and this is because we are rating purely off of 2025. I think Ixie has been like for this year the best scout in the world. He plays like we were talking about Silvo earlier and how good he was at flank scout. I think Ixie does everything that Silvo does and more. He is like far and away the best flank scout to a point where I don't think there's a single player in the world that can replicate what this guy does. It's insane. Like you watch him play, like he gets flanks off that no one else gets. He gets these random bursts where he will just kill 4 people for no reason. And he's like, you talk to other scouts in Prem, and they're like, yeah, like we have other like Tomas equivalents in Europe of like a guy like Boulder really comes to mind, where he's like kind of a very similar player. There is no one that can replicate what Ixie does. He's so singular in how he plays the game. And I think like genuinely, like for me this year, he has been mechanically and individually more impressive than Thomas has. I think Thomas has really sort of settled into his role, whereas Ixie has like when we're watching like especially for me, a Poland and that ETF12 season that preceded it, Ixie was the defining quality that was putting Witness ahead of the Frenchies and of Mandem. And I think like without him, there are some extra officials that I think they would have lost. And there are a couple ones where like Thomas actually had really quiet games a couple times, especially throughout
Yeah.
ETF12 regular season. But Ixie was just there, and he was the best player on the server night in and night out for like most of 2025. He's not the highest rated Witness player on the list, but like for most of it, I think he was the best Witness player, and he was also the best scout in not just Europe but the world. And the only reason he's not rated higher is because I think at LAN he kind of, because of the meta game, I think is my excuse for him.
That's true.
He took a bit of a step back. Like he couldn't precisely replicate the same things. He was still pretty good at LAN, but it wasn't the same that we saw from him in Poland and in ETF12.
Yeah, I'm trying to I'm actually thinking because maybe the Ixie, right? I'm trying to think, has there like ever been a game where like this 2025 where Ixie's gone quiet? And like the reason I'm asking this is because the reason I like really noticed, damn, like Ixie is like Ixie has turned up like to play this year, right? Like the first game back that they played in this so for context, anyone who's like not following like online European TF2 right as much, Witness EU played one tournament in 2024, and that was Poland. That was in February. They hadn't played offies for God knows how long, and then January comes round, and they're playing in the ETF12 season. Week 1, they play Forfens, who had just won the previous season, so they were like the strongest team that weren't Witness in theory, right? And you could tell watching the Witness players, they weren't fully there yet. They'd obviously scrimmed a bit, but they weren't like they weren't back to their usual selves. But like Ixie like dragged them kicking and screaming through at least the bagel map. They still lost it, but this guy was doing everything from flank scout. It was wild. And even like through the season, this guy like just doesn't have bad games. It's ridiculous watching what he gets to do.
Like for me, it's crazy when you consider the way that he plays flank scout. The consistency that he still has is unbelievable. Like with the playstyle that guy has, you would expect him to die a lot more than he does, and it's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like literally like the only reason. So he was like in my head, I was thinking, okay, for flank scouts, I'm thinking Silvo, Bomo, Ixie. I'm taking Ixie ahead of Bomo, and then between Silvo and Ixie, like literally, like Denver is the one thing that like was the difference for me there. And I'm in like my ratings, I'm weighting the LAN stuff higher in general, but especially if you start sponsoring online, and like I completely agree. Ixie has been phenomenal.
That's number
Um,
2.
Is it
Oh,
we
wait,
into
wait,
number
wait.
twos now already?
Wait, yeah, but wait, Ben, didn't you make it? Put your number 3?
Yeah, I said my number 3. It was Pappy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
had that.
Pappy.
Okay.
You went
Yeah,
to
yeah.
the
So we're on
bathroom.
number 2. We're on Ecky's number 2 now.
Okay. Eki's number 2. Thomas.
A conversation we've already had.
Yeah.
Yes,
There
beautiful.
we go. Okay, we can
Very
move on
efficient.
from that.
Okay, now my turn. Little guy.
Little guy again. Okay, up at number 2 is a decision, but okay.
Little guy number 2, mostly because he makes or breaks teams. Like, he comes in, he just fucking wins. He always wins. He's consistent, survivability. We've already discussed everything. That's why I put him up on number 2. The only reason why I did put him on number 1, he's not getting a lot of kills. He's not getting a lot of kills as medic. That's all.
The
I'm
medic
saying.
main bias can only drag him so far up the list.
Yeah, true. When you got one? Number 2?
My second best player in the world for 2025 is Lucas Tank.
Mine is also Lucas Tank.
Oh shit.
So, I guess you want to go one?
If we kind of, I feel like even if Lucas played like 80% of the land that he did play at Denver, I would have had Ixie at number 2. But Lucas's Denver LAN is one of the singular most impressive like tournament performances we've seen from any player ever. Like
It's so bad.
it is like honestly insane how much this guy did at Denver. And he like for me it's like we can talk about the lock and load. We did this last week. But like nobody else at LAN, like it's not like Logan and like the other demos at the tournament didn't play with the lock and load, but none of them got close to doing what Lucas did with that weapon, right? Like Lucas like took this weapon and became like maybe the most singular like game-breaking player I've ever seen. Like even just watching this guy in scrims, he was just like making the game completely unplayable for the enemy team. He was just hitting these pipes that were just like destroying whole combos and just like removing. It's just like all these situations where the enemy team is setting up for a push, and you just randomly hit a lock and load pipe on the enemy pocket scout, and suddenly now the pocket scout who's fully buffed is no longer fully buffed and about to die. The push is instantly.
Oh.
Like we saw it in the finals, right? Like no one figured out how to beat that. Like Lucas took this weapon and became the scariest player, like in the tournament, basically.
3 months, by the way. He practiced for 3 months on that weapon specifically. That's also the scariest thing about it.
Also,
yeah, you
like,
had used
for
it
me-
previously, right? Like, because we banned it like a year and a half ago now
Yeah,
in Europe. So they had played with
Yeah.
it before, but like not for a while, right? Like,
Yeah.
but like another thing is like I also think like this. Americans can go and call you bias if they want, but like honestly, I also think like had this tournament been with just regular pipes and lock and load banned, I think Lucas still would have been the best demo at the tournament.
oh,
At
easily.
that
Yeah,
point, he
easily.
wouldn't have had the same impact, and I think then that's the world where Ixie's my number 2 player. But yeah, no, this guy
What you-
was crazy.
What you're forgetting is that like the lock and load is a crutch that makes the game easier for like like in some situations, right? Like so.
Yeah.
So the gap may have been even bigger without the lock and load. But one thing I want to add right for Lucas, right, is okay, we can talk about lock and load day and night, wherever. And yes, like this guy is the best lock and load user in the world. But like, can we talk for a moment about Lucas's traps? Just for a minute. This guy has like I don't know how like Lucas likes to spend his spare time, but like I think a lot of his spare time is just spent in like fly cam or whatever on every map, just like finding like tiny bits of scenery to like hide things in and hide traps in it. And this guy is like dropping medics, dropping demos, dropping everyone just with like the most devious traps I've ever seen, and like no one's using them. I was chatting after the grand final. I was chatting with like some of the Witness EU guys, and like they were saying like they'd had some traps and stuff set up for like what they were going to use later into the tournament. And there was a moment where like Thomas is like calling that he wants to take an exchange. I think it's on Snake Water, in onto the grass when defending. And like Lucas is there, like, no, do not trade under any circumstances. I'm gonna drop the medic with this trap. And then he walks through, drops everyone, they kill and go in and kill everything. Like, this guy, like, he just knows every time. Like this, and yeah, I bring this up because the lock and load stuff is talked about a lot, right? But this guy's traps are like actually second to none. as well.
So you both said Lucas number 2.
I had Lucas 2 as well, yeah.
Yeah,
So that's all
yes.
of our number 2s.
I want to say mine first. And
Oh, no,
then
yours.
I'll
Oh,
go Icky.
yeah, okay.
I'll
You're
say
low guy, right?
Low guy was 2, but my number
Okay.
1 was Lucas.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Because I can see him
Respectable.
I can see him doing a lot better without the lock and load. I can see him like actually tearing up the game even without the lock and load. That's the reason why I put him at number 1.
I think Lucas also, like, another caveat for me that I don't think is that insane to say is, like, Lucas is the player in Europe we've seen since MGE is like skill cap of like anyone, right? Like I think he's the singular, like, just in terms of pure like aim and mechanics, he's the best European player we've had since Mike. Like he's an unreal talent. Like he's so good at demo man.
Yeah, for me, it's
And,
like, a low guy thing again, in the sense that, like, okay, I'm looking at like how good they are and how good they're taking over games, but like, okay, if a certain onliner in Europe wasn't mentioned, like, what is
Yeah.
the gap between Lucas and the next demo in the world?
I think it's smaller than you think, but that's because Zams is really good as well.
Zams as well. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We would
But
have
Zams
to
is very good as well.
We would have to think of like Logan or like Logan versus Lucas, or we would have to think of Zams versus Lucas.
Yeah. Because like Habib, like, I don't know, Habib, like,
I don't know. Habib was just
year
has
been, like-
not been it this year,
That's
which
the
is
thing, like,
weird.
He's out of his
Since he's
groove.
been the guy forever, right? But like this year, it's just not been him.
Yeah.
But no,
Just,
for me, like, the gap is big.
Hey,
Yeah.
I mean, it's nothing discouraging or anything. It's just how it is when people get so
Also-
good for so long.
Also, Delhi, bit of a psychopath, but shout out.
Oh yeah, Delhi's great fun.
Yeah. Love me some Delhi. I'll never forget the day I think it was one of the first casts I ever did. It was like a Frenchie game, and Delhi like rolls out on process, lands on his own pack on mid, puts a sticky down, and jumps onto the enemy demo's pack. And takes that one, hits a pipe on the demo. I think he like hit one pipe in the demo, but like he didn't kill the demo or something, and then he just like dies immediately, right?
And they lose
And
the
then
mid
that was the
instantly.
mid. Like the mid ends, but like it's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Like you just have to respect it so
You guys are
Delhi's so fun.
you guys are probably gonna be confused on Eki's number 1, but I think I understand
Okay.
why. Kobe 1920.
Ooh.
Kobe, I think it's a few reasons. One, because Kobe 1920 won that MGE like tournament against everyone.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
but
That did happen.
it's also because like he could how do I say this? Like throughout like his debut to Denver, he's always been considered like the air shot guy. Like he always hits air shots. He's always at the right place at the right time. He is always dominating the competition. And the craziest part is that he's doing this all on a fucking laptop. Let's be real here. Like, have you guys have you seen that picture?
Posted, yes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy, actually.
That-
That is crazy.
that-
He's like he's
is-
still in bed, bro.
Yeah, he's so bad. He's like sleeping as he's fucking hitting air shots on MGE. Like it's so ridiculous, man. It like if we're thinking of like different soldiers, like if we're looking at like the lineup of soldiers, people will say that Kobe 1920 is one of, if not the best, soldiers out there because of his capability to hit air shots and his capability to dish out damage more than any other soldier. You can argue for like other soldiers.
I have arguments.
Yeah, you can argue for
I have
other
opinions
soldiers
on this as well.
Yeah, you can argue on other soldiers, but in some people's eyes or in a lot of people's eyes, like Kobe 1920 in North America is like he's a machine. He's definitely a machine, and you can check his logs,
definitely.
and it just shows.
Yeah, this guy, like, I don't know, he's like, I don't know. It's the DM is insane. Like this guy, like if you're going soldiers of pure DM, this guy is like definitely up there. Like is Kobe. But I just think the decision making and space making and such in gameplay just isn't, honestly. And I think the final in Denver like highlighted that a lot. Like, yeah, Kobe was hitting crazy clips, But without being too rude as well, I feel bad because Eki's not here to defend the point either. Right?
Yeah, I feel bad. I
But,
feel like
I
I'm
won't
not
be
saying
too
it
hard.
right.
No, I just think that Eki's partially on Kobe, partially on Soapy. They lost a lot of fights from trying to go for flashy plays when they just didn't need to in that
Yeah.
grand final. And like, there's a great moment actually in Gully Wash, the final map, the deciding map that won the Europeans the LAN. And the Europeans are pushing into Gully Wash second. And I think it's Pappy ends up bombing through for space and then bombs up around like the high wall at the back of Gully Wash second. And you see 2 rockets get fired from the G6 soldiers up at Pappy. And yeah, they double air shot Pappy and he dies. And like, of course, Caster's screaming whatever, like, "Oh, it's amazing, best play ever!" And it is. It's great. It's going to be on the post.
It's an awesome play,
right?
yeah.
But what is not going to be on the post land frag video is that the entire witness combo walked in through choke, got onto point, and wiped the entire team, and they didn't lose anyone else other than Pappy.
Yeah.
But like, this happened so many times.
They just want that
in the
flashy
grand final.
play.
I'm
Yeah.
sure it happens at other points as well. Like, they're just like, I don't know. It felt like, at least in Denver, they just like saw the stars and were like, you know what? We've got amazing. Okay, we're just gonna pop off, and yeah, it's great. But like,
Yeah, they like
didn't
fuck their
actually,
entire
like,
team process.
they're like, they're just not holding the door, and like, you're playing against Tomas and such, right? They're gonna know. They know
Yeah.
instantly. Pappy's up there calling that neither soldier is looking at that door, and the entire team floods in half a second. Like,
Alright.
you can't be getting away with that. At top level TF.
Okay, now
I think for me,
y'all's
like,
number one eventually.
I think I want to say like one more thing about this. I'm gonna let this anonymous Prem player remain unnamed. But I did have this conversation with let's call him a Prem player, where like they had this really interesting point, which I think resonated with me a lot, where I'll not talk about the second guy too much because I think it's kind of besides the point. But like, I was watching, like, Caps is basically like American Kunu. I can segue this into my number one player in a second. But Caps is basically American Kunu in the sense that all he does is play pocket scout and shoot people that are almost dead. And then he gets like 60 frags, and you know, people in chat are like, "Wow, this guy's so insane." And then you like, you know, you watch him play the game, and it's like, okay, yeah, what did he do? He shot a bunch of low health guys. And then Kobe exists as like a he's like a KN with worse decision making.
Oh,
Does that make sense,
no.
Ben?
Yeah, KN, like, yeah, he's like the
Is
European
KN like,
equivalent of,
but like
the
old
DPM,
KN?
like,
Where like I remember when
insane.
KN first started playing Prem, I watched him on
Oh, yeah.
Logjam decide to like on a mid fight in Logjam run behind like onto his own second to chase a scout because he thought he could air shot him on the spire. You know, like that type of guy, which is not good.
Yeah, KN's developed. KN's like genuinely
KN's very good. now.
very good soldier now.
Very good.
And,
now.
like, in
But
2025.
like for the time, like I just think like Kobe has the same like mechanical level as KN, where they're both like insane.
Yeah.
But the decision making is not there. It is there, however, when he backs up the plays of my number one player of 2025, of Soapy Meister. Because Soapy Meister, in my opinion, is the only reason the G6 are good at the game. Which is a bit hyperbole, but like genuinely, like I challenge everyone who thinks that that's insane, go back and watch the RGL finals and tell me the G6 know what to do at all. And the entire point of why they can't move is because they go to middle and then they sit there and wait for Soapy Meister to do something for them. And because he gets shut down very nicely by Froyotech in his online finals, Soapy Meister can't bomb in, and suddenly the entire point of how G6 function as a team just stops working. Like Soapy somehow has managed to be the engine of this entire team. You watch the way they play, the whole way that the flow of the game that G6 want to play functions is they all sit back and they all sit and spam and set Soapy Meister up to have the craziest bombs I've ever seen in my life. Like, Soapy's bombs are unreal. And a part of that is, yes, G6 do a very good job of setting him up, but, like, also, I don't think there's anyone else in the world that could do the bombs that Soapy gets off all of the time. Like, I don't think, like, there is no way that G6 are anywhere close to the finals without this guy. He was the best player in Denver for the first 2 days, and he didn't have that good of a day 3, which is why they didn't win the finals. But, like, you watch... And it becomes more apparent when you watch the SCVs, of like, you just watch the flow of how G6 move across a map. They will not do anything or go anywhere before Soapy has bombed in and done like a jillion damage to everyone on the whole enemy team. Because he has the jumps, he has the rockets, like he doesn't have the insane like Kobe level just hitting magical air shots, but he hits like equally magical and in my opinion more impressive because it requires a bit of brain power and finesse. If he just hits the most insane bombs you've ever seen, like there was a Gully Wash game versus Witness EU where he hit like the craziest bomb I've ever seen, like 4 lives in a row. So good. I think he's far and away the best player in NA. He's the only American player on my list. So he's also the best NA player. Like, and I think he does more. The reason why he's above Lucas for me is he does more for G6 than anyone else has done for any other team in ages. Like you watch a game where Soapy doesn't have a good game and G6 look lost. It's like they don't know how to play TF2. The W key becomes unbound because Soapy isn't there bombing the enemy combo for 400 damage every 5 minutes, like, or every 2 minutes, right? Like, it's unreal. This guy is so good and he does so much for his team. That's my rant. Thank
Damn.
you for listening.
What a
No, I think it's
dissection. What a dissection on like G6.
No, I think as well, like you're saying, he didn't have a great. I think he was still one of the better players in the grand final, at least in terms of raw impact. Like,
Yes, I agree.
okay, numbers might tell you different. So I haven't even looked at the logs to be quite honest for the grand final, right? But like, you're looking at who is the one bombing and who is the one getting like crucial med picks, who's the one just like making all the space in the flank. Like, it's Soap every time, right? Like, this guy's doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
I guess we got like 10 minutes to spare before it's 2 hours,
We
and
need
then
Ben's number one.
Well, my
Hang
number
on.
one's already been said. My number one's already been said. It was Thomas.
It's Thomas.
For
Oh
reasons
yeah,
previously
Thomas. Okay.
mentioned.
Yeah. So we got like 10 to 9 minutes left before the 2 hours hit. Once I wanna ask y'all like one honorable mention, and then we'll go to our final segment, and then we'll end the podcast. So, for example, my honorable mention is Bot Mode. Bot Mode is a great player. He is amazing on Sniper, and he's shown it many times in many lands. The reason why I don't put him any higher, though, is because he botted. And what that means, I came up with this. Because of the Denver land. So, in Denver, the grand finals, everybody is, if you haven't seen it, basically it was on goalie wash, like a G6 and EU, were back and forth. 15 seconds on the clock. Bot mode goes from river to water, and then caps a point, right? And he holds it. If he would have got off that point and then waited like 15 seconds, then got on that point and capped it, they would have won. They would have won goalie watch if we wouldn't have been to map 5. And a lot of people, I guess a lot of people in NA are not letting him down on that. And that's why I call it he botted. And that's exactly what happened to my team as well. So I can't really give him too much shit because I had it that moment as well. When I was about to make it to playoffs in Newcomer, me and like my team and this other team went back and forth for 30 minutes straight. Literally one round of just 30 minutes of back and forth on Sunshine. And I was so caught up in the moment of trying to cap that last point that we had 10 seconds on the clock before overtime. And if I would have gotten off that point and then got back on it, we would have won. That's why I call it botting.
It's funny because like what Juan said before about Soapy, like at least on product Koth maps, it's entirely true of Bomo as well. Like he is kind of a win condition. At least on Sniper, here's a win condition.
Yeah.
But like we also saw like in the grand final Bagel game as well. Like I think Witness EU, like they basically came into it knowing that like okay, Bagel is like the give up kind of map, right? You go down one at the start on Bagel because you're gonna have to play it because they're from the lower bracket, right? So they came in expecting to lose, and they really put up a good fight on the European side, and it was Boma and Soapy as well. To be fair, Soapy had some ridiculous players on Bagel, but like Boma was just destroying everyone, even on Scout on that map. So like, yeah, this guy's no slouch on the Scout either. I just think, for me, I was also close. I think he was like probably in the 6 to 10 range for me, just on the basis that I just don't think the consistency's there.
Yeah.
Like the likes of an Ixie or the likes of a
So
of a
bot
Solo
mode.
have shown.
So bot mode is also your honorable mention.
No, he's not also my honorable mention because you've already taken it. And
Okay.
Ixie was also going to be my honorable mention before Juan said it in his top 5 because of that. Who am I gonna honorable mention now?
Can I steal another one for you?
I mean, you can say Ixie. It's fine.
You can, Juan, you can snub me again. You go and you give me another one.
My other honorable mention is okay. I'll give you one, and then you can. I mean, the one that I sort of feel the worst about is Brandslam. I think Brandslam's really good. Unfortunately, he was on a team that wasn't playing very good. But Brandslam is a very good scout. I hope he finds a team that plays well, be that with Grant or not. He deserves a good team. Because I feel like Froyo really let him down. He was, I think, for me, like the only Froyo player that had a good line. Uh, yeah. Shout
No,
out
I
to him.
agree,
He's
I
not my
agree.
number 6. My number 6 is Tomas, but you know.
Well, yeah, that's the honorable mention them, is it? Because there's
Yeah.
we've all said Thomas somewhere, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I would have gone Ixie if Juan didn't put it in as his pick, because like genuinely, like this guy is all year, like literally all year. Like I have not seen a bad game the entire year, and I've never seen like you never catch him getting caught out. You never see him feeding. You never you're always seeing him winning out these fights. The cleanup on Ixie is insane in these post fights. He'll just like if you ever get those situations of mid fights where there's like one scout left versus a couple of players, or there's a couple of low HP people, Ixie will just like mop up everything instantly.
There's that clip from Poland where he's like 1v3 versus Mandem, like after a mid fight, just runs into enemy house on
Oh, yeah.
Metalworks and just one shots the whole combo.
No,
Goes in and like
this
two
guy,
shots
like,
3 people in a row. Like it's
no, it's-
unreal.
yeah, this guy's so good at it on repeat. Man. Like yeah, Ixie's so good.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well,
Are we
That's-
final
that-
segment time?
yep.
Yes.
We are at an hour and 57 minutes on the clock.
We can speedrun it, or we can
Yeah.
speed
Speedrunning.
this out with
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we thought of this. We had a conversation about this. Like, what? Like, we thought it'd be interesting to get the comments a little bit more included instead of like just having them like comment their thing and then we just move on to the next episode. I thought we bring in like some comments, at least 2, and then we have a conversation around it as like our final segment. So one of the comments was Wild Rumpus, actually. And he had a bit to say on, what was it, the garbage time for 30-minute timer. So I'll read it out loud. So
what we can do is we can have it like, here, I'm gonna put a job onto you now, Bethnicz. We put this on the screen in the edit,
okay. Well,
and then chat can read it.
here it
Because
is.
we've read it, right?
Make it like do
Here
a
it is,
swirly.
guys.
Like make it swirl around.
Yeah, make it swirl.
Make it do a 360.
I'll make sure to put in.
Make it very easy to read.
I'll make sure to put in black crayon
Zoom in
or
and
some
out.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay. So, any thoughts on that comment though?
Yeah, like my comments on like Infinite Overtime were kind of, because it's about obviously Infinite Overtime and the RGL LAN, and like yeah, I kind of stand by what I said on the last episode, but like I think the idea that he's talking about like it being on the teams is also kind of true. I think Juan also brought that up last time, right? You were saying about, it's about the teams knowing that they don't really have to take risks and not taking risks, and also quite frankly not being great at pushing last
Yeah.
without being too rude. But yeah, like I think I stand by that at least.
Like, I guess.
I think it's countered by Sunny's comment quite nicely though.
Yeah.
Look at my
Like-
Oh, that's
segue.
good, that
Like
one's-
Cerny,
Wow.
yeah, Cerny was a good comment. Like, the Infinite Overtime makes sense if it's like in a tie, but like if it's not, what's the point?
Yeah. I think he put into words what I was feeling. I was really surprised when he wrote that. Like actually, I think it's a very good point by Sunny. Because I read it and I was like, oh yeah, that's why I think it's stupid. It's because like it's because we already know who won. It's the people that got the most points within the regulation time.
Yeah, exactly.
Like if you want to win, like I think there's always just the argument of like you can argue for the overtime, but it's like you could also just win by getting the round within 30 minutes. Like
I think that's what we should do. Honestly, like when I saw that, I was like, you know what? Yeah, that makes total fucking sense to like
Yeah,
do
just-
it when it's like in a
just win.
tie.
Can
Like-
we hold up a sec, right? Can we hold up a sec? So what you're saying is that after 30 minutes, if a team is winning, they should win the game.
Yes.
If they're
Yes.
not, we play some more time where it's next round wins.
Yeah.
Do you think that time should go on forever, or should that terminate at a certain point? Because this is sounding
Nah.
a lot like a certain config that another region uses.
It should be 10 minutes, and then if that doesn't decide it, you go and you do a mid fight. And whoever wins, that wins.
That's a great
Good.
idea, man. I think we should
That
do
is
that.
a good.
Wow.
That is a good
Yeah, I
idea.
think we should do that as well.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
You should ban the lock and load and like a couple extra banners.
We should make it all stock.
and
We should make it all stock, guys. Like I think that would be.
No,
really...
not all
No,
stock.
you
You need to get rid of the lock and load.
But back, oh, you see a little point in that.
No. It wasn't really a point. It was more of like I wanted to look back at like that episode. I did repeat a lot of like my points, and I do agree with you now on in terms of like the 30-minute overtime we were actually being decent. I still think we should like fundamentally put stuff on it, and I understand now that the park and the bus strategy is part of the game. I just don't think we should encourage it in a way, but that's
No.
it's still part of the game, so I can't really say much on it. It's just a strategy, you know.
In
that
the
you have
same
to
way
get
that like
over.
Kopi and Soapy hitting really cool ass shots was really cool. It also lost them the tournament, right? Like,
Yeah.
as much as you like seeing cool stuff happen, like sometimes cool stuff is not the correct decision. And I think that like at least to me, there's a cool nuance to that. Of like sometimes the flashy play isn't the good play. Sometimes it's worth being like sneaky. I like that. I think that's cool.
I think it's cool too.
Yeah, one of the thing I guess from before we wrap up on World Rumpuses, he mentions about the like what I see as one of the bigger downsides of the like 30-minute config is that there's obviously garbage time at the end,
Yeah.
and like infinite overtime, you have zero garbage time. And like, yeah, sort of bringing up the point of like, if a team is say one round down, but they're on their own last and there's 2 minutes left, then they have to like just start taking Uber trades in every second and just trying to get things piling in.
Mhm.
And that kind of gives a fake like 2 or 3 round deficit, which like is true, but like I don't know if I'd also see that as a problem because like
No,
round
me neither,
difference is
right?
like never used
Like-
for anything, right?
Like it's just a game that ended a bit early, right? And then you make some stupid mistakes. Like that happens all the time. Like I don't think it's yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's one of the,
I'm about to
yeah,
go
Like it's
through
like,
another
would you
rant.
rather have 2 minutes of people running around playing a bit of deathmatch, or would you rather have like or you know an extra hour of your map being played? Like
that's true. Yeah,
I'd rather have like a mix of both, but like have a hard limit. Like that config that we're the config we're introducing right now, I guess, as like an idea. I think that would be really substantial to make it make sense. In a way,
yeah. The thing with
how do I
with
say
me
it right?
with this is that like the issue with garbage time, like okay, yeah, like they get like an extra 2 or 3 rounds or whatever, but like yeah, like one said, there's things happening, but also like imagine in those situations you're like pressed to your own last with 2 minutes left or whatever the situation is. Like you don't care if you lose the round and you lose the game 3-1 rather than 2-1 or something,
Mhm.
which like it results in like a unique situation, a unique game state, and like I don't always think that's a bad one. Like you get like players like the TCM play, for example, that like or even the winning moment at Poland this year. You don't get those on a config with infinite overtime. Because if TCM, for example, are like doing their push out from coast to coast in whatever year that was, way over 10 years ago at this point, I actually don't remember the right year for it. That like maybe they just wait for the round timer and take a mid fight. Maybe they just chill for a bit. Maybe they take second and then decide they want to build the rest of their Uber up or whatever else, right? Like you get these unique, exciting moments where teams are on the clock, maybe against like a situation you never push out. Like you'd never take an Uber out of your own last on Snakewater unless you're forced to in those situations. But like you're put into these unusual situations, and yes, they're tough, and there's a reason we don't go for them normally. But like the fact there's a time to go for it, like I find that's kind of inherently exciting. And when there's a timer
Yeah.
ticking down, I just think that like that's where you get like the real like adrenaline flowing, and you get to these like crazy moments that are like memorable for years on. But like, yeah, had that TCM game been an infinite overtime game, no one cares. No one remembers it.
And I think that's it for the episode.
There we go. We can end up by rant. Okay.
Yeah,
There we go.
we ended by a rant. Put some comments down.
What's your top 5? Post in the comments.
What's your top 5, guys? What's your top 5?
You think I'm fraudulent for putting Brian in 4th? Let me know.
Yeah, and what do you think of the
I am.
overtime conflict that we thought of, which is just if
Let's
it's
stop
in a
talking about the conflict.
if
Oh
it's
my
in a
God.
tie, if it's in a tie, we go overtime.
No,
Give
Yeah,
us
no,
give
I
us
like
your
it.
top 5, and we'll talk about it in the next episode. And we'll tell you why you're wrong.
And then
Actually,
we're
we
always
might
right
talk
because
about
we're the
why they're
big
wrong.
dogs. We have the voices. You don't.
We're Yep. That's why we have the podcast. You guys don't. Think about that.
But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Overtime. This one's gonna be a little bit later because we're doing this on Sunday, August 3rd, because of some issues. And we hope to see Eki come back next episode, or a new person come up this next episode. And it's been fun. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all have a good day.